big appearance in Donkey Kong in Tropical Freeze? Is that the next time, or is there any time between that and then?
Wait, what are you asking me? Like, I don't know what you mean.
Donkey Kong Country, while the original Donkey Kong became playable for the first time.
Oh, okay, yeah. We will get into all that. What are you doing back there? So we'll get into all that later on. I probably should have just left all that parentheses stuff out.
I was just asking if there's another appearance before Tropical Freeze.
No. Well, the thing is that the original. We'll get into who was who in a minute. All right. So next one. Oh yeah, that's the Rare logo. Sorry, I forgot to ask for that. Next one. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. We'll keep it. Whatever. Oh, I can't deal with that. All right. Donkey Kong Country for the. I can't talk over that. I can't.
Just power through it, man. Feel the beat.
All right. So Donkey Kong Country. The first Donkey Kong Country came out in 1994. If you go ahead and hit the button, Cassie. As you can see, I'm giving you the expand dome. That's going to be up there like the whole time we're going through the Country series. The Country series is fantastic. So we'll go ahead and go to the next one. I'm so sorry. It's a lot of text, and I'm going to read it. So sorry. On a dark and stormy night in Donkey Kong Island, should say on. Diddy, Donkey Kong's nephew. Diddy is Donkey Kong's nephew. Emily. That to answer your question, Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's nephew. Modern day Donkey Kong. We're talking about modern day Donkey Kong right now. He is the grandson of the original Donkey Kong, who is Cranky Kong. We'll get to that in a minute. Alright. Donkey Kong's nephew has taken away the responsibility of guarding Donkey Kong's precious banana hoard for one night as part of his hero training. Next in the Donkey Kong Country series is Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. Donkey Kong entrusts Diddy with protecting the hoard until midnight, where he is relieved, while Donkey Kong himself goes to sleep as he is tired. Everything seems to go smoothly in the hoard until Diddy hears some noises. Diddy hears some voices outside and gets scared, asking who's there. King K. Rool, who had commanded his crippling minions to steal the bananas and to seal Diddy inside a barrel and then hide him in the bushes. I took this from the DK wiki. I just kind of typed this fast. Yes.
You got the title of the sequel wrong. It's not Diddy Kong's Quest. It's
Diddy's Conquest. Yeah, I know. I just typed it fast. Yes.
A, two-part question. A, how is Diddy a hero? Like, what kind of? I never even knew he was in hero training. B,
Donkey Kong is putting him in hero training. Donkey Kong at this point is already a hero. We don't know why, but he is.
Okay. B, what kind of a hero is Donkey Kong that hoards the bananas?
The banana hoard is just something that's exclusive to the Kongs. As far as they are gigantic bananas. There's a lot of them. They keep them in safekeeping because they are just good. Okay, I'm sorry. I am turning that down. There's no. Yeah. Please do that. Just use the top. Just use the top. The top. You know how to use a mixer. You said you had another part of the question, or is that it?
That was part B. Is I don't get the banana hoard.
Yeah, the banana hoard is magic. It's very. It makes the Kongs strong essentially. It doesn't really go into it very much, but they are important.
So it's like the chaos symbols.
Yeah, essentially. But not like that.
Chaos
but,
bananas.
Yeah, there you go.
Chaos Emeralds.
Okay, are the bananas currency, and if so, how do they affect the economy?
There is not really any currency in the Donkey Kong universe, believe it or not. There are coins, but they are, well actually no, there are currency.
They're hunter-gatherers and they exchange goods.
There is currency, but that's not really addressed until the second game. Yeah.
Was Donkey Kong a communist?
Good question. That's possible. Yeah, the top knob should be the one you should turn.
Supported the Soviets.
That's good. Yeah, that's fine.
What? No, the Japanese were with the Nazis. They were
Okay,
Axis.
I'm gonna keep going now.
The US
King
was
K.
with the
Rool.
Soviets.
Are we
Does
good?
that mean that
Ready?
they supported capitalism?
They did after World War II
So is
because
he a capitalist?
Donkey Kong.
There is
I don't
not
know.
really any
Donkey Kong
politics
doesn't
in
have
Donkey Kong yet. You will find out. We will talk about the politics in Donkey
I
Kong.
believe this
Is
red and
Donkey Kong a
yellow color
hero?
theme speaks enough for Donkey Kong's political stance.
Yeah. Hey! That's a good one.
Does he get a point?
I
Huh?
get a demerit taken away.
No, you're good. I mean, nobody gets really points in here, but until later. Yeah.
So do they refer to each other as comrade?
That's a good one. I like that too. All right, we're gonna move on now.
No, one more.
What?
Is Donkey Kong a hero from the war?
I told you not to allude to that yet. We'll get there. King K. Rool, who had commanded his criminal minions to steal the bananas and to seal Diddy inside a barrel and then hide him in the bushes. 2 ropes drop from above, and suddenly 2 critters appear. Critters are types of gremlins. I'm not going to tell you about every single gremlin because there's like literally 100 of them, and I'm not going to go into all that. But I will give a couple of examples later on. All right, so Diddy cartwheels them both easily, but then a Crusher comes in as backup. As Diddy is not strong enough to defeat Crusher by himself, he is overpowered and defeated by Crusher. Clump in the manual's prologue, but that doesn't matter. Next. Cranky rushes inside the treehouse to tell Donkey Kong to wake up, so he may tell him what happens, and then tells Donkey Kong to check his banana board. Donkey Kong is infuriated. He's when criminals will pay for stealing his bananas and kidnapping Diddy. That is actually in the manual. Donkey Kong is furious. Donkey Kong goes on to say that he will hunt every corner of the island for his bananas back. During this time, King K. Rool will presumably load his cargo onto the Gangplank Galeon. That is King K. Rool's ship. He has a pirate ship. He was once a pirate. We'll get to that later. The Kong's quest would take them all over Donkey Kong Island to travel through the jungles of Congo Jungle, the ruins of Monkey Mines, forests of the Vine Valley, the snowy tundra of Gorilla Glacier, and finally the caves of Chimp Caverns after Donkey Kong and Diddy will face King K. Rool and the Gangplank Galeon. Once K. Rool is defeated, Cranky asks Donkey to check his banana hoard as he is in for a big surprise. Once DK goes into his hoard, all the bananas are returned. That's just the full story for the game. Yeah, Donkey Kong's a boy, man. Him and Diddy knew what they were doing. Alright, next slide. Yes.
How did the bananas get in the hoard?
Okay.
Conspiracy.
I just realized that I can't read that.
Hold on.
Oh, thank you. See, that's awesome. All right. Donkey Kong, there's a lot for him because I'm not going to go back to him as we go through every game. Just, this is everything you need to know about him now. Donkey Kong, this is the Donkey Kong I'm referring to as from now on as Donkey Kong. I'm not going to talk about Cranky Kong until I get there. Alright, Donkey Kong, or DK for short, or full name Donkey Kong III, is the main protagonist of Donkey Kong series. He's a carefree, lazy bum, simple-minded, beachcomber, yet trustworthy hero of the Donkey Kong Island. He's also a main racer in the Mario Kart series, and he's a Deuteronomist? I don't know what that is, actually. He's a Deuteronomist in, yeah, he's Deuteronomy in the Donkey Kong Country TV show.
Professor Horn.
What?
Deuteragonist means that he shares the protagonist position with one other character. He's one of 2.
Thank you.
Did you just copy and paste? Is that
I did copy and paste this because there's a lot of information. It was all from the DK Wiki, though, so it's all trusted information from other fans. Yes.
Can you summarize next time?
Summarize. Sure.
Except the wall text.
No.
Okay, just summarize.
Okay. Though known as Donkey Kong, he's actually a brand new character and a descendant of both the original Donkey Kong and DK Jr., and successor of the original who retired after his numerous defeats at the hand of Mario. The first 3 Donkey Kong Country games and Donkey Kong DKL, originally described as Donkey Kong as Cranky's grandson, which has remained the most consistent storyline through the games. Actually, you know what? Yeah, none of this matters. I don't know why I posted all that. You know everything you need to know. Donkey Kong is a carefree, lazy bum. He's a hero of the series, and he's awesome. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Is he the leader of the bunch?
And you know him well. All right, next slide. My boy, Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong is my favorite character in the series and my favorite video game character of all time. I don't really have an explanation for it, but just freaking look at him. Look at him. He is the homie. Do not defile Diddy Kong. You know what? You know he's been hitting the coke a little hard. You know he needed that. Yeah.
He's got some good dick sucking lips.
3 demerits. I said to keep the profanity low. I said keeping it. Wow, he looks horrible.
No swearing on my church server.
Yeah. Okay, Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's spider monkey of a nephew, an eager best friend who is going. I'm not joking. All the Kongs are like different breeds of ape. It doesn't make sense.
He's a spider monkey.
Yeah.
Like the creepy spider monkeys from Jumanji.
Yeah. Also, can somebody go close the door back there? I hate looking up and seeing the door open. I don't know why. It's bothering me. All right. Who has gone on? Okay, Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's spider monkey of a nephew, an eager best friend who has gone on countless adventures with him. In the manual of Donkey Kong Country, he was introduced as a young monkey that looked up to DK and dreamed of one day becoming a video game hero. This series breaks the fourth wall a lot. Just to let you know. All right, next slide. Cranky. All right. Cranky Kong, also known as Donkey Kong Sr. or Donkey Kong the First, is Donkey Kong's crabby, constantly complaining and rambling grandfather and husband of Wrinkly Kong, who we will meet in the second game. That's a horrible, horrible name, but it is her actual name. who has made numerous appearances throughout the Donkey Kong series. He usually acts as a guide in the games to help his grandson Donkey Kong or his friends along their journey, as he has had some enlightening experiences. That's really pretty much all you have to know, except he's kind of a douchebag. He's really hard on everybody, and he's always talking about, I'm the best video game hero of all time, even though he was the villain in most of everything. Yes.
Can you speak to how Donkey Kong's senior's time in captivity correlates to black people's captivity in America?
That's a very good question, actually. That brings up a Twitter post that so there's a Twitter post that was there was a hack on the Nintendo Twitter, and somebody posted in February, Donkey Kong and his friends are going bananas for Black History Month. Nintendo got in a lot of trouble for that, but then it was outed that that was actually a hack and that wasn't them. So that's I mean, who knows how true that is? Oh, look at that. That's a good sight right there. I love that. Yes, sir.
Want to suck some monkey toes?
Thank you for saying
I
toes.
think I want to play with you anyway.
Yes.
Would Donkey Kong go bananas for Black History Month?
He probably would.
Let's fucking go, Donkey Kong.
He probably.
Sorry.
You're good. Demerit, but you're good.
You're right.
You're good. You're in trouble. But you're good.
Yeah. Okay. So Cranky Kong is kind of a jerk. He's always like whenever you visit him, he gives you advice, which pretty much he's like, all right, you freaking idiot. This is how you play the game. That's his only thing. He sits in a rocking chair and judges you. That's what he does in Donkey Kong Country. There are certain parts where you see his head on the map, and if you go to his head, then if you go to his area, it's literally just him in front of his house sitting there going, here's a hint. And the hints are usually not very helpful. You can just skip Cranky and it doesn't mean anything. Alright, so next. Oh, also, he's also Funky's grandfather. That's also important. Alright, next one. Okay, Funky Kong. He's pretty cool too. He's a pretty cool guy. Everybody pretty much likes Funky. There's nothing to hate about him. He's just a cool dude. He's a recurring character in the Donkey Kong series. Funky often serves as an ally to the Kongs, offering services such as transportation and weaponry. He has also recently been appearing in most DK spin-offs and even Mario spin-offs. He's in the Mario Kart series. He doesn't say it up there, but he's also believed widely to be Donkey Kong's brother, because they look pretty similar. Yes?
I don't know how to ask this as a question, but each of the donkeys, Donkey Kongs, they each have a different amount of fingers and toes individually.
I'm about to take the mic away. Yeah, that's a weird thing. Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of uncomfortable. But yeah, I see what you're talking about. Give the mic to Marlon now. Don't do it.
Bodacious.
Oh, bodacious.
He was actually about to do it when I started doing it.
Yeah. Next line.
Oh god.
This voluptuous piece of something is Candy Kong. She's a character from the Donkey Kong series, created by Rare and owned by Nintendo. This is the actual description for her, by the way. I typed this character description, but I read this straight and I was like, I have to put that in. She is Donkey Kong's very attractive, unbearably beautiful, and insanely sexy girlfriend, and has been a minor ally numerous times in his adventures. That was not my doing. That was literally the description she was given. Yes.
Where can I get Candy Kong's waist trainer?
I don't know. I chose to choose like probably the most unattractive looking picture. She has got the Joker smile thing going on right here. She looks like Pac-Man.
Is that description so wildly inappropriate if literally everybody agrees with it?
No. Mikey?
If she is a minor ally, isn't it illegal for Donkey Kong to,
I mean, as far as we know, Donkey Kong in 8 years Donkey Kong could be like 2 in 8 years. We don't know. Because Cranky Kong's probably not even that old in human years.
Mutating.
Look at
Yes.
her hyper-realistic human hands.
Is Cindy Kong actually
Candy.
Is Candy Kong actually a woman, like a human woman in disguise?
No,
she
she's
has 5 fingers and toes.
She's
And none of
just-
the other Kongs do.
She's just a strangely anthropomorphic monkey. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't go on
Do you
together.
think humans and apes crossbred at this point in time?
That could be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I noticed that her head hair is different from her body hair.
She's a style.
You can't unsee that kind of stuff when you notice
Look
it.
and look. Okay, so but her body hair stops specifically like at her arms.
Yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting. Okay, we're gonna move on from Candy Kong now. We gotta get through this. I thought you might like that. That's hard not to laugh at. King K. Rool here.
Look at his eyes.
I could not use that. After I saw that on Google Images, I was like, that's the picture I'm using. Alright, zoom back out, please. King K. Rool is the main antagonist of the Donkey Kong series. He's the malevolent ruler of the Kremlin race, the head of the Kremlin crew, and the arch nemesis of Donkey Kong. K. Rool has repeatedly tried to steal Donkey Kong's banana horde for reasons that aren't fully understood. To reach his goal, he has even gone as far as kidnapping some Kongs on various occasions just to get his way. Honestly, he's kind of a cartoon villain. He's not really all that scary until later on when I start talking about different stuff that correlates to before the Country series. Like, K. Rool was kind of ruthless back before the Country series. Before that, he actually got a little tame. Still evil, but more tame. Alright, are you raising your hand? Okay, next slide. This is what the game looked like. I'm sure everybody in here has at least seen what the game looks like. This is literally how the game starts out whenever you're playing it. Donkey Kong, you just run from left to right, you gotta get to the end of the level. There's different stuff you do. Diddy Kong is in a barrel that says DK on it, you throw the barrel, Diddy Kong comes out, he follows you, you can switch between the Kongs. There's a lot going on. The main point of this is not to explain the gameplay of each game, but like to kind of go through the lore and stuff like that. But yeah, this is basically what the game kind of looks like when you're looking at it. And it doesn't look like much now, but back then, this was super revolutionary looking. Like, 3D rendered graphics were like a new thing when this came out. Yes.
This game still looks amazing, and it's still like super stylized.
Absolutely.
I think this game is still beautiful.
Donkey Kong Country is easily like one of the most influential platformers of all time. Like, it's amazing. Yes.
When did this game come out?
1994.
When were you born?
96.
So when you say back then, is that anecdotally?
That's a good question, but I was poor when I was a kid. All we had was a Super Nintendo. This is the first game I ever beat when I was like 2 years old.
I'm being an ass.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to answer your question anyway, because I want to play along.
Alright.
So.
You played the video game when you were 2 years old.
And I did beat it. I can't say that for myself. My parents have said millions of times that I beat this game at 2 years old.
Okay.
Were you the youngest Donkey Kong champion ever?
I might have been. I doubt it, but I might have. Water's good. Okay. Next slide, please.
Stole that joke.
This is the world map. This is all the levels minus Congo Jungle, which is the first level, which starts right here. We have Monkey Mines, Vine Valley, Gorilla Glacier, Crim Croc Industries Incorporated, Chip Caverns, and finally Gameplay Gleam, which is literally just the boss level. The coolest thing about the final boss in this game is the fact that it fakes you out. You think you won. You think you beat him, right? The credits start rolling, and then he gets up again. That was one of the coolest things ever back when I was a kid. The fact that he wasn't done yet. It was one of the reasons why I think King K. Rool is one of the coolest final bosses in the first two games. I'll talk about the second game when we get there. Yes.
This is my first time ever noticing this. The pirate ship progressively gets bigger as it gets closer.
Yes. Is
That's
that not the
amazing.
coolest thing ever? I love this game. It is like the champion of aesthetic. Alright, next one. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Donkey Kong Country 1. Pretty basic. Nothing too crazy. Okay, so Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest. So, as you can see, Donkey Kong's back here looking kind of sad. Now, he's incarcerated, just like his dad. I didn't mean for that to sound so aggressive. Alright, so, this is widely considered to be the best one of the series. Honestly, to me, I feel the same about 1 and 2. I think they're both equally, almost perfect. Yes.
Is it really surprising that Donkey Kong is incarcerated? He grew up without a father, which does predict a life of crime.
He didn't, actually, oh, well, yeah, actually, I keep forgetting, yeah, but again, stop alluding to that, we'll get there.
Just gotta drop those hints.
Excuse me. Alright, so, yes, great, kids to adults, ages 6 and up. Why, I don't know. Alright, next slide, please. Okay. It was a relaxing, sunny day on Donkey Kong Island. Funky is seen surfing and then falling off his board. He asked Donkey Kong to join him, but DK simply said, "Screw you, Funky! I'm going to sit around and do nothing." Cranky goes up to him and complains how he never took breaks, whisking off maidens and throwing barrels 7 days a week. That's actually the thing. But Donkey Kong ignores him because Donkey Kong doesn't care, apparently. That's the one thing I've learned about like most of these manuals, that Donkey Kong just could not care less about what anyone has to say to him. Back off, man. I'm eating a banana and lounging in my chair. Donkey Kong ignores him, confident that he is a hero, and K. Rool is gone for good. Cranky soon leaves. Meanwhile, above, Captain K. Rool, aboard his vessel, the Flying Croc, commands his minions to invade the island and take Donkey Kong captive, says, next attempt at stealing the banana horde won't be a failure like last time. Donkey Kong, still lounging, did not notice the attack until cutlasses, which is another form of kremlins. Pretty much if you see a K before something, it's a kremlin of some kind. Ambushed him and took him prisoner. Captain K. Rool assures DK that he will never see his precious island nor its friends again. But back on the island, presumably several minutes later, Diddy and Dixie and Cranky Kong find Donkey Kong missing along with a note. It reads, "Hi-yar! We've got the big monkey." We've got the big monkey, everybody. That could mean so many bad things. If you want him back, you scurvy dogs, you'll have to hand over the banana horde. Captain K.
This
Rool.
can be taken in so many ways.
Dixie, I will get to her in a minute. She's a character. Next.
Why not Captain K Cool?
Hey, put some sunglasses on. He would be Captain K. Cool. At this point, Wrinkly, Funky, and Swanky come to the scene. Cranky suggests to give up the horde, but Diddy insists that Donkey Kong will be furious if he lost his bananas again. Yeah, okay. Diddy and Dixie ride a crocodile isle via On Guard, who is a swordfish that is one of the animal buddies. The animal buddies are at the very end of the Donkey Kong Country section. I will talk about them. And then start their quest. Diddy's Big Kong quest. I don't know why I put big there. Would take him and Dixie all over enemy territory, Crocodile Isle. Here they find the gangplank Galeon docked lazily into the shore abandoned. They would next travel to the lava-world Crocodile Cauldron, the swamps of Crim. Oh, I love this song. It's the Funky Kong theme. The swamps of, wait. I want to get to the oh yeah part. Okay. The ruined amusement park, Crazy Crimland, K. Rool's keeping finally the Flying Croc. Once the two are done with their first battle with Captain K. Rool, Donkey is freed and punches Captain out of the Flying Croc and into Crim Quay, where Chomps can be seen chewing on him. Then all the Kongs go off the island and see it sink underwater. Captain K. Rool, however, gets his revenge by relocating himself to the Lost World. All the Crim coins are needed to be collected to reach him. Once he is defeated a second time, Diddy and Dixie win once again.
What?
This is where currency comes into place.
What's the Lost World?
I'll get to that. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where currency comes into play. In Donkey Kong Country 2, they use these things called Crim coins. When you get you gotta get Crim coins by doing bonus stages. Bonus stages are accessed at any level. They're kind of hard to find in some levels, but they're easy to find in others. What?
I think I've solved the economic systems of the Donkey Kong universe. The Kongs on Donkey Kong Island certainly are communist, but the Kremlins on Crocodile Isle are like ANCAPs.
They are kind of capitalistic, which again we will get to that later.
Because the coins have the K, so like it's specific to them.
Crim capitalist, yes.
Okay. Capitalist spelled with a K.
Yeah. So the Lost World is accessed by getting all of the getting enough Crim coins to go past this big, muscly man named Clubba, who is he's a big, muscly Kremlin who's like, I'm just in it for the money. I'm just a merc for hire. But if you give me enough of these coins, I'll let you go to the Lost World. You can go to the Lost World, but like it's better to beat the whole game first, because you can't go to everywhere unless you get to beat all the worlds. But you have to give him enough coins to get to the Lost World originally. The way you completely 100% beat Diddy's Conquest is by beating K. Rool in the Lost World, which he's like way harder in that game, in the Lost World than he was in the first boss fight. But yes, so that answers the currency question. There is a form of currency, but it only goes to one person. Yes.
Alright, so in the first game he was King K. Rool.
Yes.
Now he's only Captain K. Rool. Like, has someone else taken over his kingdom? Or like, is his kingdom gone and he only has a boat now?
King K. Rool was never really a king. That is also addressed later on in the thing.
Also,
Really?
Yes, I will address that.
If I could speak to that. They sunk his island, so he has no kingdom to be king over.
That's a good point, but he sings it in this. He doesn't sing it in the last one.
oh, and
I know, but in this one he becomes captain.
Yes, but he was captain the whole time.
monarchy.
They didn't sing anything in the first game.
Okay, so I feel uncomfortable. Okay, so anyways, in order for you to actually be able to travel based on 1600 like law, you actually have to like resign your place in the throne. Now granted this is like European, but it also, you know, that was also taken on by Asian countries as well, so I'm gonna presume.
Are you presuming Donkey Kong's ethnicity?
Okay, King. I will say I need to tell you before you keep going. King K. Rool was never really a king. He just kind of considered himself one. There was nobody that came before him.
Or after?
No. I do address the reason why he is this way later on. But thank you for. I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying to be like you. Shut up. I was just
No,
trying.
no,
to,
it's
I was
fine.
just trying to say like, thank you for that. But there wasn't really ever
Oh no,
another
it's
game.
fine. My boyfriend makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh. Okay. Moving on. All right. So next slide. All right, Dixie Kong. That is disgusting. Just thought I'd point that out. It's very gross when you look at it. Dixie Kong is a chimpanzee macaque character. That's how you pronounce it. I know it's funny, but that's how you pronounce it. Character from the Donkey Kong series. She is Diddy Kong's girlfriend. A lot of people thought for the longest time that they were related. They are not related. They are literally just dating.
Why not have both?
Good question. All right, and Tiny Kong's older sister. Tiny Kong we haven't met yet. You'll meet her later. She also has 2 younger cousins. Baby Kitty Kong, otherwise known as the fat little nerd. I hate Kitty Kong. We'll get to that later. And his older brother, Chunky Kong. I love Chunky Kong. Dixie Kong appears in almost all Donkey Kong games and in some Mario spin-off titles. She's playable in almost all the games she appears in. Next. Look at that lifeless gaze. There she is, everybody. That's Wrinkly Kong. She does exist. Green Kong, also known as Mrs. Wrinkly Kong, is the wife of Cranky Kong and the grandmother of Donkey Kong. She's also an intelligent ally of the Kongs. She is the canonical mother of Donkey Kong Jr. If that was that your question?
Yes.
Okay, yes. She is the mother of Donkey Kong Jr. Yes.
What is she reading?
I do not know.
The Quran.
Yeah, the Quran. I was going to say the Quran. We will kill the infidels with swift justice. See? QU, Quran.
She's reading the Communist Manifesto.
The Communist
I was
Manifesto.
about to say that.
Alright, keep going. I need to
That is
try
a worm pie recipe.
Oh, it might be. Is there a pie recipe? Oh, there is a worm pie recipe. I never noticed that.
In the Quran?
Yeah. Alright. We'll go back.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's real. She's mentioned by Cranky going by the name Mrs. Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong Country. Yes, he doesn't refer to her as Wrinkly Kong in the first game. Whenever he talks about her, he calls her Mrs. Donkey Kong. In most of the games she appears in, she provides information or hints. She has been playable only in 2 games. She also made an appearance in 1 comic. She actually did not raise DK as they have somewhat of a weak relationship. Only Cranky did. So, where was I going with that? There was something I was going to talk about, but I forgot what it was. Okay, yeah. In this game, when you go to her, she gives you hints, but you have to pay her for these hints because
She needs your guts.
yeah. You save the game. You could save the game in every single world. She runs a Kong college, where you pay. Where the first time you save the game in that world, it's free, which you only really need to save the game once, unless you're going to leave after the end of the game. After that, you got to pay her like 2 coins after that to save your game after that. And then you pay her for hints and stuff like that. So she kind of takes Cranky Kong's place. You don't really need the hints, personally. You don't need them. All right, next. Swanky Kong. Swanky Kong is a rich member of the Kong family who enjoys hosting games and wearing flashy suits. He often hosts game shows and other types of money-making competitions. I love Swanky Kong in this game because his little mini game is fun. Pretty much all you do is you go to him and then you take a quiz. The more questions you get right, the more lives you get. That's how it works. But the quiz is all based on levels you've been to, the names of levels in the world. You actually have to pay attention to the world of the game in order to win this quiz. It's really fun, actually, and kind of cool because it makes you pay attention. Yes?
He looks like a flasher with that jacket open.
He does. It's not really said who he is in the Kong family, but in my personal opinion, he looks so much like Donkey Kong in the face that I'm guessing he's a brother of some kind. Yes.
Jesus.
This guy looks like he would try to sell me an organ in a back alley.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
He has a grill. That's just a statement. 2, are you insinuating that all Kongs look alike?
No, I'm not. Because Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong look different. Candy Kong looks somewhat different to me. Funky, Donkey Kong, Swanky, and in some respects,
Funky.
I said funky. In some respects, Cranky does. You can kind of tell in the face a little bit. He's way skinnier and weak looking, but you can tell. Wrinkly Kong, you can kind of tell. There are certain characters that look ape-like. If they look more like an ape, then because an ape is what Donkey Kong is. That's different from a monkey. So,
But Diddy is a spider monkey, and he's his nephew.
yes, the Kong family tree makes literally no sense. All right, so next slide. This is what the game looks like. Kind of the same, not really much different. This is like the best one I could find as far as like a level picture. But yeah, it's the same deal. You go through the level, left to right, get to the end. There's stuff you do in between, like bonus levels and blah blah blah. Try to avoid all the enemies, don't die. Basic stuff. Next. Yeah, this is a big breakdown of the world map. It's kind of condensed, but like yeah, that's the main map right here. That's Crocodile Isle. And these are all like the separate worlds. I don't remember the name of them off the top of my head right now, but yeah, yeah, that's all of them. Oh, thank you for doing that. But yeah, this is the coolest. I love Crimland. After you get in there, it's like there's an amusement park, and that's the Lost World right there. That's what you were asking about. That's what the Lost World is.
Is that a portal?
That is a portal. It's a portal that leads there. This game is awesome. This game is so good. All right, next. All right, that's it. Now for my least favorite in the series. It's still good. It's still a great game. It still gets the expand dog. It's a good game. It's not nearly as good as 1 and 2, but still a good game nonetheless. Next. I'm gonna take a swig of water before I read this. I think we're on the Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack now. Months after the Kong's second triumph over the Kremlin crew, they continued to celebrate. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong slept in hammocks and chilled out with banana milkshakes. Okay. Dixie Kong would sometimes join them. During these events one day, Dixie could not find DK or Diddy, and a letter from Diddy said they were out exploring the island again. However, several days pass without their return, and Dixie knows something is up. She takes matters into her own hands, and without a second thought, made her way to the southern shores of Donkey Kong Island, to the landmass Northern Cremisphere. There she meets Wrinkly. I messed up. There she meets Wrinkly Kong again, and Wrinkly said that. Funny one. There she meets Wrinkly Kong again, and Wrinkly said that the Kongs had passed by. Dixie then made her way to Funky's Rentals. Okay. Funky suggests, or had a certain amount of pleading, according to the manual itself, to take her cousin Kiddy Kong along with her in the search. He sucks for that. Funky lends them a boat, and the two are off to find Donkey and Diddy Kong. Next slide. Let's talk about Kiddy Kong for a second, guys.
He's a freak!
He's a fat little nerd. I will refer to him as the fat little nerd from now on because I hate Kiddy Kong. He's a crybaby, and he's literally there just to throw Dixie around. He's just a strong guy. That's all he is. He sucks, and I hate him. Yes.
So it was Funky Kong that pushed off Kiddy Kong on you for this, right?
Yes.
So
Funky's not as cool as once thought.
So Kiddy Kong was possibly Funky Kong's kid?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So
Dixie,
in that
I
case,
think because Dixie is not related to the Kong family. She's Diddy Kong's girlfriend. It
could be both.
Maybe, but it's just alluded to that she's a girlfriend.
I would prefer it that way.
Yes.
But Kiddy
But we're sticking to the lore.
Kong could have just been like pushed off as a responsibility onto Funky Kong, and he could have been basically like, no, screw this kid, get him off my hands, which would make Funky Kong even cooler because his style was being cramped by this word I can't say.
Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah, we could say that if you wanted to. Oh, nice tongue, by the way. All right, Kiddy Kong. He's a baboon. What?
Does everyone hate Kiddy Kong because he's adopted?
Yes.
Maybe. Who debuted in Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. He is the younger brother of Chunky Kong and cousin of Dixie and Tiny Kong. He shares a close relationship with his older cousin and babysitter Dixie Kong, whom he worships. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that because I don't know what the implications are there. Next! This guy! Sorry, that was loud. But look how stupid that he looks. That is terrible. That's one of the worst designs. Yeah.
Okay, he has a very humanoid face.
He looks like. Do you remember the guy who took over the TV screens in Britain, like back in the day?
Well, yeah, I remember. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but he looks like that guy.
Started singing the theme song to a show, and his voice is all distorted.
Oh yeah.
Chaos is a large jet-propelled robot, and the apparent master of the Crimson Crew. Okay, this is where I put the ending of the game at because it kind of works. Chaos is first encountered by Dixie Kong and her cousin Kiddy Kong while venturing through the factory-covered island of Mechanos. There's one thing to do with this game. I love the names of the places in this game. The Northern Cremisphere, that's so cool. But the design choices are pretty iffy. Entering a factory-tiled Chaos Carnage, the Kongs watched as Chaos descended downward upon them in that stiff, motionless body. Immediately identifying the Kongs as a threat, Chaos engaged them in battle, attempting to roast the Kongs with his exhaust flames. This ploy failed as the Kongs could simply weave and run underneath the mechanical monstrosity. Chaos was later found in Castle Chaos, where he easily gets defeated by the Kongs, revealing the real Kremlin master, Baron K. Rulenstein, who is King K. Rule, taking the garb of a scientist now. Yes.
Can you go back one slide? I'd just like to verify something.
Okay.
One more. Okay. Made her way to the southern shores of Donkey Kong Island, the landmass of northern hemisphere. Okay.
It's in northern Pakistan.
All right. I thought she traveled south to get to the northern hemisphere.
I
and
thought,
I was a bit confused.
You know what's funny? I actually thought the same thing when I was putting this down. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, oh wait, I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
After the chaos description. This game, that's what it looks like. They didn't do a good job on the rendering of the Kremlins in this game. They look kind of weird. Look made out of clay. I don't know. The game doesn't look as good to me. Still looks alright. It's still a really fun game.
It does look like these alligators don't belong in this snowy place.
They really don't. Also,
cold-blooded creatures.
that weird little thing you're seeing up there, I'll go ahead and mention this. It's like a little tidbit for the gameplay of the game. There are letters that you find that spell out Kong throughout the game.
That's
if you get one, but I didn't say this earlier. But if you get the 4 of them, they give you another extra life. It's simple. Oh, what a great boss game this is, by the way. Alright, next. Yep, that's what the Northern Hemisphere looks like. The map looks pretty cool. I don't mind the map at all. It looks unbelievably sunny for the Northern Hemisphere. It looks pretty... I don't know. It doesn't look all that scary to me. But yeah, it's that's what it looks like. That's what the world map looks like.
It slightly looks like a Shire.
Next slide. Yeah, that's Funky's Reynolds right there. All right, the Animal Buddies. Here we go. This yes.
The world map looks like how I imagine Sweden to look. Does this have any more political implications?
No.
Okay.
Next. Okay, here's the Animal Buddies. We got Randy the Rhinoceros, Winky the Frog, Unguard the Swordfish, Espresso the Ostrich, and Squawks the Parrot. I will tell you what they all do. Randy the Rhinoceros is literally just a tank. Once you get him, he breaks through everything. He's pretty much almost completely invulnerable. He's just there to break through stuff faster. Espresso the Ostrich, who I can only find a good picture of him with a picture of Donkey Kong riding, looking like he's about to crush him with his monkey hand. Espresso runs fast and he can float. That's all he really does. He's pretty cool though. I like him. Look at his little sneakers. He's pretty awesome. Squawks the Parrot. Squawks the Parrot only appears in one level in the game, but he becomes more important later on. Literally, in the only level he appears on, he holds a light, so it's easier to see in the level. That level's kind of annoying because when you turn, the light will turn with it, and it will actually blind you almost, like in real life, because for some reason they decided to put a freaking flare, like a solar flare effect, onto the screen whenever it turns around. I don't like that level very much. Winky the Frog. Literally, this is the only game he appears in. He only appears in 2 levels. Nobody really liked Winky all that much. I don't know why, because he could jump on bees and kill them. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know why Winky was not given much else beyond that. But yeah, he's alright. I like Winky. But his only thing is that he jumps high. Unguard. Unguard and Randy are my favorites. Unguard is in almost every underwater level in the series. Pretty much you ride him underwater, he makes you go faster, and he can also he also does this thrust move where he can kill enemies in front of him. That's them for that game. Okay, so I couldn't find any pictures without the white backgrounds. Sorry. But we have Rattler the Rattlesnake, Squitter the Spider, Clapper the Seal, Glimmer the Anglerfish, and Quack the Parrot. Yes, Squitter the Spider sounds really weird, and I don't like it either. Rambi, Unguard, and Squawks come back in this game. I don't think I'm missing anybody. They do the same things they did before, but Squawks actually can fly upwards now, and he shoots eggs out of his mouth at other enemies. Squawks is way cooler in this game. Also, he flies you through what is considered one of the best levels in the series, or one of the best level series with what's considered the best song in the entire series, which is Super Brush Symphony. Rattler the Rattlesnake, he jumps high. He takes Winky's place. I like Winky better. Back. Quax is also only in one level. He can only fly downwards, and he's only in one of the beehive levels where you just gotta fly down and dodge bees. That's all he does. He's not that great. Glimmer the Anglerfish kind of takes Squawk place as doing the light in that level, but it's way less obnoxious in this game. So Glimmer's okay. Splitter, I never realized he had a mouth until I had this picture before, but it's scary looking. I do not like the way Squitter looks outside the game. He's kind of cute in the game, but in this he looks downright scary. And also all the sneakers he has on, he's just creepy. Squitter is probably the best animal buddy in the game though. He's in all like he's in mostly forest levels and the lava levels, but he kind of disappears randomly, but mostly the forest and lava stages. Excuse me. He can make spider webs that become platforms, and he can shoot spider webs at enemies. He's pretty cool. I like Squitter. And Clapper, he's the cutest to me. Literally, he sits in a level. There are certain levels where like you're in underneath a lava-ridden ship. His spit is so strong that it makes the lava water for a very small amount of time. But yes.
This is a seal?
Yes. He literally sits there, he just kind of like claps and he waits for you there, like real cute like. And then after you jump on his back, he spits in the water and makes it water so you can swim through it until you get to the next side before it turns into lava again. And he appears throughout the level. Yes. Dude, he's pretty cool. Yes.
Does this game have an abundance of water levels? Because I'm noticing 2 of the animals are both water themed.
There's really not that many. So they don't appear very much. Clapper isn't shown very often. And Glimmer's only like an 11, I think. Next slide. This didn't have very many, but this guy is freaking scary. This is what I'm talking about, like as far as design choices. Ellie's okay, but what is with that bird? He looks terrible. He looks terrible. He's bored. That was
Misgendered the
yeah.
birds.
Okay, Ellie the elephant is all right. This is also the weakest as far as animal buddies go. On Guard comes back, Ramby comes back, Quawks and Squawks come back. I can't remember who else. It's been a while since I played DKC3. Ellie the elephant, she's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her. All she does is pick up barrels with her trunk and throw them over enemies, and she's scared of mice. That's pretty annoying. When you see a mouse, she'll literally like turn around and run away for a few feet, and it's really annoying. And that's the one thing I don't. This is really just going through like sound bites now. Perry the parallel bird. Perry is always parallel to you. He's always above you. He can just get stuff that's above you. He's pointless and he's really dumb. And he dies very easily. Perry's stupid. I don't know why they put him in the game. Alright, next. Okay, here's a few examples of Kremlings. I do like this picture of,
I like those dad tits.
yeah. So, this is a couple of examples of Kremlings.
Why are they so
That's a clump, that's a chomper, and that's a critter. He's the basic one. He's the one you see the most. This is just to let you know there are Kremlings in the game. I'm not going to go through all of them. Yes.
I thought the blue one was a claptrap.
You're right. Chompers are something different. You're right. It's Claptrap. Thank you for that.
I know.
Thank you for that. Okay. Next. Section 3. We are out of the Donkey Kong Country section, everybody. I'm sorry. Donkey Kong Country is the best. But we are moving on now to the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
I was going to mix the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube sections together, but there's literally so little to talk about in the GameCube section, and none of them are mainline games. So I just made that for the other section. We'll get there later. Alright, let's go. Donkey Kong 64, a giant glitch with some hints of game in it. That's not to say that it's a bad game, because as you can see, if Cassie hits the button, I still recommend it. I think it's a very, very fun game, and
It has the expansion pack.
yeah, actually, I was thinking about it drunk myself, but I forgot to make it, so thank you. To give a little background on the game, for some reason, you could not play the game unless you had the expansion pack, which came with, oh wow, look at him. I never noticed in the background how stupid he looks. Yes.
I did watch a video on this. There is a way to bypass the expansion pack with a regular black card that's already there in your Nintendo 64, but it's retarded what you have to go through for it. There was a thing for the Nintendo call center for games that like had a messed up expansion pack where people would have to go through like these 10 different steps and basically mutilate their Nintendo 64 to play Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Basically, there was like a game-breaking glitch that the game would not work unless you had the expansion pack in there, which was you really didn't need it for any of the games except for this one.
But you couldn't get past the title screen without it.
There's no reason why they're like, it's the collector's edition. You get the yellow game pack. Every version of this game was a collector's edition. Like, literally. I don't know of any regular version of this game. They're all the same. Alright, next slide. Okay. This is a really long one because this game is literally 34 hours to beat on average. That's not even completing it. Yes.
Are you regretting these walls of text that you put in?
No, because they're important. Alright. The game takes place out of the events of the Donkey Kong Country series, or to be more specific, Donkey Kong Land 3. We will talk about Donkey Kong Land later. King K. Rool returns in a gigantic mechanical island. Yes, it is the correct word. It's a giant mechanical island that he himself made. With a large weapon called the Blast-O-Matic in order to destroy Donkey Kong Island. However, due to the incompetence of the crew aboard, the island crashes and the Blast-O-Matic malfunctions. To buy some time, K. Rool has his soldiers capture Diddy Kong after he challenged and fought the entire criminal crew on his own. That wasn't smart, Diddy. You shouldn't have done that. Lanky Kong, Tiny Kong, and Chunky Kong, and all locks them up. In addition, he has his minions steal Donkey Kong's hoard of gold bananas, because that's the point. Squawks informs, Donkey Kong, Squawks informs Donkey Kong of the disappearance of his hoard and the Kongs, and then Donkey tells Cranky about what happened immediately afterwards. Donkey Kong talks in this game. It's the first time you ever really see him talk, and he speaks in the third person a lot, and he's really dumb. He's very, very dumb. After entering Cranky's training barrels under Cranky's command, he is given a potion. This is all just gameplay-related stuff for a minute. So when it comes to like, wait, did he literally jump a bear? This is stuff you play. He is given a potion, Simeon Slam. I will talk about this real quick. Cranky in the game is a scientist who gives you potions that give you certain types of moves in the game that you can perform. That's it. Donkey is also told to require 15 banana medals for a special surprise. Donkey then uses his newly acquired potion to exit the inside of Donkey Kong Island. Or, if you want to speedrun it, just literally swing through the wall outside, because this game is a mess. There, Donkey beats K. Lumsy, a gargantuan critter who disobeyed the tyrannical king's order to wreak havoc on Donkey Kong Island. K. Lumsy is very sweet, very gentle, big guy, and he's awesome. He said he didn't want to hurt the monkeys, and he got locked up for it. I love K. Lumsy, and it hurts me to see him hurt. When Donkey agrees to free him, K. Lumsy dances in joy and dislodges the boulder on Donkey Kong Island from how hard he was dancing. He uses this, One second. Okay, K. Lumsy dances in joy and dislodges the boulder on Donkey Kong Island that blocks the first world, Jungle Jakes. Donkey then acquires his first golden banana. He uses this to get past B. Locker, who is literally just this jerk piece of wood. I'm not joking, he's just wood. And he has a number displayed on him, which is how many gold bananas you can give him. He's literally like, give me the banana or I won't move. He's literally like a 2-year-old, like a 2 or 3-year-old child who's just like, I won't move unless you give me candy. Yeah.
I've never had a kid say that or do that.
He's a stubborn child.
Never had a kid stand in front of a door and block my way without me just tanking through that.
I was about to say, well, there you go. You can't do that in this game because B. Locker is actually pretty huge. Yeah.
Does B-Locker get paid to do this, or does he do it for fun?
I think he just does it for fun. He has no reason to be there. I don't think he doesn't say anything about K. Rool putting him there. There's nothing about that. He's just a jerk.
Does B-Locker reappear in this series?
No, this is the only game he comes in. There's a lot of characters that come into this game that never show up again. It's weird. What were you saying, Cassie?
The candy is the payment.
Bananas, but good try.
Bananas.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You said candy.
Yeah, I meant to say banana, sorry. Jeez, man. Alright. Once Donkey arrives in Jungle Jake, Squawks asks him to gather loose bananas before going into the Troffenscoff portal. Troffenscoff? We'll talk about Troffenscoff later. You can't get the bosses without passing them first, but they don't make any sense, and I don't know why they're here. But I'll tell you about that later. He then sets off to find his gold bananas. Along the way, he reunites with Funky Kong, who now runs an ammo store, meets Snide, the technician of the Blast-O-Matic, who is asking for his blueprints on his machine so he can help the Kongs. I'll talk about Snide in a minute. He was betrayed, and so now he's helping the Kongs out. Snide's pretty cool, and I wish he'd keep showing up. Enter his first battle arena and win a crown and rescue Diddy, who assists him in his loose banana and gold banana quests. Diddy Kong is awesome in this game, by the way. He's so cool. Literally, the song is like, Diddy Kong is the coolest. I'll play the DK rap later. What were you saying? Yeah.
So, Funky Kong. Funky Kong is this enigma? Because are these game series, like, are they related or are they different interpretations of Donkey Kong?
No, they're all the same, but Funky Kong kind of just does what he wants to because he can.
Because one second he's a cool wife beater wearing dude that just wants to eat peanuts, and then he's now working for Remington, like selling ammunition.
That is addressed.
Munitions and arms dealing is a
respectable
business.
Yes.
Yes.
Second
Funky, dude,
Does Funky Kong support the NRA?
Yeah. Unquestionably, he supports the NRA.
But only if they're not capitalists.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, Funky
Funky Kong is actually a radical libertarian living in a communist society.
Funky
That's
really
why he
is.
has all the ammo and guns. He's stockpiling to overthrow the Kongs.
So Funky, yeah, it is addressed later why Funky Kong has all this ammo and stuff. And actually,
These rebel Kongs.
Yeah. Well, we will get to that way later on, but that's like at the very end of the presentation. We'll get all the crazy stuff. But what was that?
Oh, I love this song.
Isn't this Mario?
Where's that? Afterwards, he enters the Traveling Scott world and exchanges 60 loose bananas in order to fight an armadillo who holds the first key to K. Lumsey's cage. Literally, K. Lumsey's point is every time you unlock one of the keys in the cage, he dances so hard that he unlocks the next world. That's literally how you get the worlds in the game. Donkey and Diddy then return to first key to K. Lumsey, and this time the temple that contains the entrance to Angry Aztec is open. Before they enter, they have to show 5 gold bananas to B-Locker because he's a prick. Inside the world, the duo reunite with Candy, who is very uncomfortable in this game, by the way. If you've never played Donkey Kong 64, man, Candy Kong is really weirdly uncomfortable and it's weird. I don't, but I probably should have put them in here. For some reason, they made her chest, way out here, and, she...
This is an improvement.
Huh?
There was a picture of Candy Kong.
From the
Yeah, but it's not the
64?
same one. It's not this one.
Oh.
I can put
64
it.
Candy Kong.
I'll show you guys all a picture
Uncomfortable.
later.
Can we take a recess from the lecture to find pictures of Candy Kong?
There's no Wi-Fi in here. Candy Kong in this game is like, she literally walks up to you and makes a bunch of sexual references. She's like, why don't you lay... She literally says this. All she does is give you instruments in the game, and you play the instruments to open doors and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense, but they're kind of cool. But when you go into her music shop for the first time, she walks out, there's this sexy saxophone music playing, and then she's like, lay back, and Candy's gonna make you feel real good. That's literally what she says.
Lay pipe and Candy's gonna make you feel real good.
Anyway, Donkey Jr. Okay, we got past that part. Who offers them instruments and a second melon. Melons is how your health works in the game. You get little slices of melons every time you beat something. And yes, the second melon was used to elude the fact that her boobs were big in the game.
Oh.
Yes.
So,
Does she give your health an extension?
Yes. There's a lot of innuendo with Candy Kong in this game. Everything you're saying is actually canonically true. Rare has said that they tried to make Candy Kong as sexually uncomfortable as possible with able to get past everybody.
Is this
God bless them.
do you think Rare has a streak with this, especially with Conquer and that
I actually do
sunflower?
address Conquer later on. Yeah, I do.
I'm
Trust
so
me.
happy that Conquer's in this too.
Yeah. Trust me. I go as much as I can. Yes.
Does Candy expand the dong?
Yes. Very much so.
For me.
Yeah. For most young boys. Yes. She was very confusing and uncomfortable when we were children. Donkey and Diddy then rescue Tiny and Lanky and collect their gold bananas and loose bananas. Diddy then gives away 120 loose bananas to Trough and Scoff in order to face off against Dogadon, a second garden, and a turbo for the cheese. Alright, next slide.
I
was that about
think you're gonna hate yourself.
Huh?
Hey.
Okay, literally, this just tells you about all the levels they go through. Just zoom in on that. Down.
I can't
Down.
see you. I have
Sorry.
balloons.
Okay. I'm skipping to the end. The Kongs then return to K. Lumsey and he opens the boulder on the side of the Donkey Kong Island that houses the entrance to Crystal Caves and dislodges the boulder that contains a cannon that shoots towards the entrance to Creepy Castle. The 5 Kongs then show 65 bananas to B. Locker. Here the Kongs... Oh, wait a minute. No, this isn't the end. Go to the next slide.
To get their third melon from Candy.
Jeez. All right. Here, the fourth line. There we go. Shortly afterwards, they finally free Kate Lumsey, who explores the island. When he sees the flying croc, he follows it out of curiosity. Kate Lumsey then trips over a rock and swats the getaway vehicle onto the island because he's adorable and he's just a big baby. Yeah.
Do you think that Candy or Crystal are responsible for more furries?
Crystal's from Star Fox, right?
Yes.
Crystal.
No, Crystal. Crystal definitely.
I would actually also have to say Crystal.
Yeah, more thinking about it. Well, I mean, Candy was probably more influential, but Crystal is definitely more. It was definitely more
Upfront.
the reason why it became popular. Were you raising your hand, or?
I think we were neglecting Jessica Rabbit.
But she was a human. She just made kids feel weird about themselves.
The one from Space Jam.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lola Bunny. Yeah, she was definitely influential too. She was weird, man. All right. The 5 Kongs then find the island's crash site near to the bottom. The Kongs then have to beat K. Rool in a boxing match. Very, very long boss fight that has like multiple things. You literally have to play as all the Kongs in the game against him. And if you die once, you got to start all over. It's like an RPG boss fight almost, except it's a platforming game. Where the Kongs use their special abilities to beat down K. Rool, with Chunky dealing the final blow. King K. Rool soon tries to flee the arena, but is tricked by Candy, Funky, and Cranky, who send him flying out of the arena away from DK Isle for good. After defeating K. Rool, the Kongs and several friends celebrate the victory at DK's house. Tiny! Okay. So, Tiny Kong, she's a chimpanzee macaque character from the Donkey Kong series. She is Dixie Kong's younger sister, and as such, has 2 younger cousins, Baby Kitty Kong and the older brother, Chunky Kong. Tiny Kong is known for being nimble, fast, and using her 2 ponytails to accomplish different tasks. I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
That's very open-ended.
Yeah. I will play the rap later. I promise I will play the rap. Alright, next. Lanky Kong. You clapped, but he is the worst character in the game. I'm sorry. He controls the worst, and he just sucks all around. He's funny, very funny, but he is the worst character in the game.
Is he missing some chromosomes?
Absolutely.
I think
There's
he has
no
some
doubt.
extra chromosomes.
So is Kitty Kong. Lanky Kong is a wacky looking. Ouch. There's a wacky looking orange Sumatran orangutan, an ally of Donkey Kong and the Kong family described as a distant cousin. He first appeared in Donkey Kong 64. That's all we know about it.
It's pronounced Sumatra.
I could only find a GIF without a weird background, so there you go. Donkey Kong is a baboon character from the Donkey Kong series. He is the strongest member of the Kong. I didn't know it was going to stop. He is the strongest member of the Kong family. He looks mad at me because I called him Donkey Kong, doesn't he? He's like, he is the strongest member. Oh, there he goes. He's not mad anymore. He is the strongest member of the Kong family. He is sweet and gentle, but is somewhat meek, a very easily frightened coward, clumsy, and he is not a team player. He is also the younger cousin of Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong. He's also the older brother of Kitty Kong. Arguably way better. I like Chunky Kong a lot. He's cool. He's actually got a personality compared to Kitty. But yeah, okay, next. Okay. Let's talk about Tropic Stop for a second. I don't know why they're in this game. They look horrible, and literally this is what they do. So, to get into boss battles, you have these 2 guys. They're literally sitting there doing this because they're so fat and they can't hold their own weight. Trough is a giant pig. Scarf is a giant blue hippopotamus. That's all we know about them. But Trough is on one end of like the seesaw type thing. The very top of it. It's at the highest platform imaginable. Yes.
I can't help but notice how defined their nipples are.
Very defined. It's weird.
How? Okay, because they get very fat. Right? Like even fatter than this.
They do not, actually. They really don't gain weight in the game. I thought they would, but there's a lot of really weird stuff on Google Images for these guys.
Okay, specifically a lot of inflation.
I was
fetish.
just
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
So-
it's not fun.
We've sexualized monkeys in the Donkey Kong series, and we've picked off a little bit of probably early exposure to potential inflation fuel.
Yes, Donkey Kong has started a few fetishes. It's weird and uncomfortable. Yes.
So can you say that we have officially hit inflationism, furry, and incest?
Incest is it's giving it too much credit, I think, in my personal opinion, because it never says outright that the Kongs are just knocking it with each other. But, I don't know. But anyway, so to get on to what these guys do, Charles at the very top, and he sits there and goes, "Gotta feed my blue hippo fat friend over here, because if you feed him, he'll jump on his side and not..." Well, I'm sorry, Charles is on the ground. Scoff is really high up. Scoff is the hippopotamus. After you feed Scoff a certain amount of bananas, he gets so happy that he jumps on one side of his seesaw and knocks Trough up. When you give them enough bananas, which is displayed on this giant door, Trough will be at the very top, and then after you give Scoff the right amount of bananas, the door will open and you can fight the boss. Stupid. It's really stupid. Okay, next slide. Snide! I like Snide. He's pretty cool. His music is like... Like, it's like a really cool little spy theme. He's a weasel and a former member of the criminal crew before he was kicked out. He's also the one who made the Blastomatic, and for some reason, they kicked him out because of an unknown reason. But Snide pretty much says, "Hey, some of these enemies have my blueprints, and if you can get them for me, I'll give you a gold banana for every blueprint you give me," and that's pretty much how it works. This game, I forgot to mention, is a collectathon. It's a very long collectathon. What a collectathon is basically you just collect a bunch of stuff. Yes.
Is this an allusion to that one Nazi scientist who fled to America and then helped America develop the nukes?
Yes.
That's
in my
awesome.
opinion. In my
Albert
opinion.
Einstein?
No, he wasn't.
Could this also be the original character model for Swiper from Dora the Explorer?
That's a good question. I actually thought the same thing. Like, you know, everyone's like Swiper. But no. So the way it works is all Kongs have a. This is where the bad game design comes in. There's actually a video on this. Every Kong has an individual thing that only they can collect, which makes this game very unnecessarily long. And that's like the one issue with this game is that it's way longer than it should be, which makes it hard to play all the way through. Because literally an average sitting for this game is 34 hours if you're playing casually. It takes 5 hours if you're speed running it. Yeah.
I stopped after the first boss because I think it took me like 10 hours.
It's a very long game. Yeah.
I also stopped after the first boss, but it only took me like 1 hour. I think he's just bad.
You are just bad at the game. It doesn't take that long to beat the first boss. Sorry.
I agree. I'm bad.
Okay, next slide.
Thank you.
Okay!
Oh my god.
In this game, Wrinkly Kong is dead. I'm 100% serious. Wrinkly Kong died somewhere between Donkey Kong 3 and this game. Yeah.
Can we have a moment of silence for Wrinkly Kong?
Okay. So Wrinkly Kong in this game literally provides hints, but when you find her, she's in like the little area before you enter a level, and there's doors with her face on it. When you go to her door, she literally goes out the door and like gives you a really weird hint. There's this really creepy music playing behind her. It's kind of scary. But yeah, she's dead from here on out in the series. I don't
Good.
bring mortality into the. Yeah, Wrinkly Kong kind of sucks. I gotta be honest. She makes her children pay for stuff that they shouldn't have to pay for. It's pretty dumb. Yeah.
Do you think that the Kongs murdered her for her treacherous thieving ways?
Well, it's like
she's now haunting them?
Hey, Granny, can I get a hint? Oh, you better give me 3 coins first. Like it's really stupid. I hate it. It makes me mad.
Was she sent to the gulags for being a filthy capitalist?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably. That's a good analogy. She dead. She is indeed dead.
I actually unironically believe they're communists now.
They might be. I mean, you never know. Next slide. That's what the game looks like. This is the like the training area. It's a 3D platformer with a lot of collectathon elements. It's a collectathon. But yeah, it's a basic 3D platform game. There's nothing wrong with how it plays, except for the glitches. But other than that, pretty simple game. It's fun. I enjoy it. You should play it. Don't play it seriously. Only play it casually though. All right, next. Okay, next section. we are getting to the Returns series. I'm just going to the main line first before I get to the spin-off. So, Returns is great. Returns was actually not made by Rare. Returns was made by Retro Studios, who made a series called Metroid Prime before this, and they are known for making only good games, essentially. They make fantastic games. So we're going to talk about Donkey Kong Country Returns, which I brought with me. Good game. Literally what it says it is. It's even got the difficulty of the old games too, which I really appreciate. Next. Okay, the story begins as the camera looks at a volcano. After a few seconds of observing it, the volcano erupts. Lava and molten rock shoot out into the sky. The Tiki Tak tribe awaken, and they emerge from molten rocks that are still airborne. The eruption continues until Tiki Tong Tower bursts out of the volcano and roars. I don't know what that is.
Not gonna work, buddy.
I don't know why that's there.
That's the Tiki Tak tribe accent.
I think Wrigley Kong is trying to reach me from beyond the grave. The members of the Tiki Tak tribe then go down to Donkey Kong Island to hypnotize the animals there by playing music, namely elephants, giraffes, zebras, and squirrels. The animals start stealing every banana from Donkey Kong Island, only to come across Donkey Kong's hut. Donkey Kong jumps out of a window and athletically swings down the planks of wood that are holding the hut up. He finds DK's banana hoard and has been stolen once again. Diddy Kong runs away after the animals that stole the hoard, not to be seen in this cutscene again. Donkey Kong finally steps out of the house just in time to see his banana hoard being taken away by the animals. The Tiki comes along a few seconds later and pushes him back into his hut. The Tiki plays his music, but Donkey Kong and the rest of the Kong family are too intelligent and strong-willed. That is not the case. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop some coding trivia about that little screw-up back up there.
Yep.
The reason why that's like that is because that's supposed to be an apostrophe, and like when you use apostrophes, you're supposed to put like all of the text in between them to indicate like actual text and not part of the code.
Yeah.
And specific symbols like that to indicate this is an apostrophe as part of the text and not an apostrophe to like contain the text within it.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what that is. I have to do stuff like that when I code.
Thanks for the nuggets of wisdom.
Just keeping everyone informed on the inner workings of machines.
But this is.
I got a degree and I don't have a job. I have to do something with this knowledge.
I have to disagree immensely with the too intelligent line. Donkey Kong is literally shown to be a complete moron. He probably just doesn't care about the music being played, and therefore he's not strong-willed. I can believe that. All the Kongs are pretty well-willed. They are strong-minded individuals. Yes.
Would any of the Kongs be Green Lanterns?
Demerit. The Tiki tries again as Donkey Kong squints his eyes at him and smiles. Okay. And then he beats the living crap out of him. I'm not joking. Next. After the cutscene, the player gets control. Donkey Kong punches the Tiki out of his hut and walks outside, and two-player Diddy and Donkey punch the Tiki out. The Kongs then begin their quest to take back the banana hoard and rid the Tikis of Donkey Island. Just scroll down. We don't need all this. Next.
Ugly.
Okay, here we go.
As a
Down,
future
down,
reference,
down,
you can embed videos in these things.
I know. Down the fourth line. Diddy and Donkey are then blasted to the moon due to Tiki Kong exploding. As all hope seemed lost, Donkey Kong uses his incredible strength to punch the moon towards Tiki Tong Tower, smashing it back into the volcano, causing it to collapse. The moon is blasted back into orbit as bananas erupt from the volcano, bringing an end to Tiki Tak Tribe's reign. Donkey Kong is so strong. He punches the moon out of orbit and then blasts it back into orbit.
Just like on a physics side note, that would also push the Earth in the opposite direction.
Yes, but Donkey Kong is such a boss that he keeps that from happening because he's just that strong.
Because of Donkey Kong's gravitational pull.
No, it's like there was the equal and opposite reaction, but like he pushed with his fist when he punched, but then he used like his like leg hand things to like grip the earth to hold it in place.
Donkey Kong is immensely strong. Like, it's unbelievable.
Also, didn't Donkey Kong win a death battle just because of the strength he showed in the
Okay,
punch?
so this is the thing. Death Battle, a lot of people were really mad at the Death Battle that they made. It was like, they used research on video game characters, they put way too much into it. But he fought against Knuckles. A lot of people were mad because like, well, about Hyper Knuckles, and then I was like, well, they cancel each other out if they use them, so we're not going to do that. So Donkey Kong, they literally said the reason he won is because Knuckles got too close. That's how Donkey Kong won. He's just that strong and that fast in battle. Yes.
How did these bananas survive inside of a volcano?
That's the thing. These bananas are ridiculous.
Do they, what are the bananas in the banana horde? Are we going to get to that? Is anything
Are
ever?
these golden bananas?
No, they're just the regular banana horrors we know them. These bananas are just known to have really big. They're just known to have strong, powerful complications to it. They're just really strong bananas. No one knows where they came from.
Is this how the Kongs get their strength? Is they eat the bananas of
Yes,
the banana
more than
horde?
likely that's what it is. And that's why Donkey Kong protects them, because he doesn't want anybody else to have that power, because he uses them for good, presumably. But he's not, because all the other animals in Donkey Kong Island are great. Donkey Kong is essentially just the guy who protects the island and the horde from King K. Rool, who wants them for evil stuff. Yeah.
So does that mean that, like the Russians who juice their Olympic athletes, Donkey Kong juices off of these bananas?
Probably. So here's the thing that you may or may not have noticed. King K. Rool and the Kremlings are not in this game. For some reason, Rare are a bunch of soy boys who still want to keep the Kremlings. Why? They're not going to use them. I don't know why they want to keep them. A lot of people are kind of upset about this, but we have the Tiki Tak tribe now. They're kind of boring, and I don't like them very much, even though they are instruments. I don't like them. They're stupid. I don't know why they're, yeah.
Potential tie-in to the Crash Bandicoot universe?
No.
Aku Aku?
No, they're not in it. Exactly. No, not even close. The tribe that attacks in Tropical Freeze, which is the next game after this, is pretty cool. I actually like them quite a bit. Alright, next slide.
I know this is all serious information, but I just keep reading, like, the thing, like, Sid is serious on ruling your life.
That's a huge message of the Donkey Kong universe. I don't think you realize that yet.
All of this ties in. Donkey Kong is here to share the gospel and good news of Jesus Christ.
That'd make a lot of sense.
Donkey Kong literally sacrifices his life at the end of this game. The juice of the banana horde is the Holy Spirit.
Oh, we've already determined
Okay.
that Donkey Kong is not Jewish.
Hey, Cassie.
Because of your
What time is it?
It's
Just saying.
What, really? Holy crap. Okay, we gotta start.
You've been doing the slide for 1 minute and 30 minutes, and can you take a guess out of 113 slides which one you're on?
I know I'm not far.
Take a guess.
No more questions, lightning round.
31. Is that right?
You think it's 31?
Is that way less?
Yeah.
53.
67.
Okay, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, we're like halfway.
We're halfway through. Okay, so this is what the game looks like. It's the same thing as the original games, except it's a little bit more graphical upgrade. It's really cool. Diddy Kong action in this game only rides your back, and he's got a jetpack that lets you go across different stuff. Very, very, very good modern platformer. Highly recommend it, as given by the expand dog in the corner. Next slide. That's what the island looks like. That's the best picture I can find. There's more around the backside, but I can't find a picture that shows the backside, but that's the island, so who cares? Next. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I know that is Mikey's favorite in the series. And it is my third favorite in the series. It is a great game. Well, technically it's my second, because I consider Donkey Kong 1 and 2, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 equal. But yes, I brought two of them up here because the Wii U version came out first, but the Switch version just came out very recently. I recently sold the Wii U version because I'm going to get the Switch version. Well, not boo. It's an okay game. I mean, no, it's a great game, but the Switch version is presumably better because Funky Mode's in it, guys. We're talking about Funky Mode a little bit next. Going to zoom in on that top one. The story begins at Donkey Kong's hut where the Kongs are celebrating his 20th birthday. Suddenly, one of the balloons flies off the Kong. Don't ask any age questions. I don't know. Suddenly, one of the balloons flies off Donkey Kong house and over the sea where Snowmad ships are stationed. Far away from the island, a pointy tuck watches over them. That's an enemy type. Locating the Kong house and relaying info to their leader, shrouded in a dark silhouette. Upon the leader nodding their approval, the pointy tuck brings him a horn which he blows, creating a large amount of wind, as well as an ice dragon. Just as he is about to that actually happens. Just as he's about to blow the candles out, Donkey Kong notices a mysterious snowflake appear and put out the candle on his birthday cake. He turns away with a frustrated look on his face as he hears an uproar, and he and the other Kongs exit the house. The ice dragon from earlier flies towards Donkey Kong Island, turning the sea under it to ice. The Kongs are then blown away from the island by the ice dragon's intense winds, landing on the Lost Mangroves Island. Afterwards, a large ship stations itself where the volcano from Donkey Kong Country Returns used to be, and the Snowman seized Donkey Kong Island for their own, turning it into a frosty area with continuous snowfall. I think you might be able to just. Oh wait, no, I can skip the bottom. Here we go. After a long battle, Donkey Kong delivers a final blow to Lord Frederick, which is the main villain, which sends him flying out through the roof of the Snowman ship, destroying it in the process. The Kongs wander out of the remains of the ship and look out from the mountainside to see the end of Lord Frederick's fall. Lord Frederick crashes into the crashes into the remainder of the Snowman ships out in the seas of the island, or defeating the entire Snowman clan. So Donkey Kong has twice rendered a group of people to waste just by punching something into it.
On the moon.
Defeating the entire Snowman clan and freeing the island from their control. Donkey Kong then notices the horn that was used to freeze their island fell to Lord Frederick's hands during the fall, which he catches and blows into, producing a breeze of flowers that carries the Kongs to the bottom of the island. The Kongs watch and rejoice as the breeze of the flowers flutter around the island, melting all the ice and snow, restoring Donkey Kong Island back to its original state. Next. This is what Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze looks like. As you can see, that's Dixie Kong in its back. There are 3 other Kongs. There are 2 other Kongs besides Diddy Kong that you can actually put on Donkey Kong's back. Dixie Kong, she's probably the best one. She lets you float whenever you hold the button down, and that helps a ton. Diddy Kong is the same thing. He uses a jetpack. And Cranky Kong literally makes you play the DuckTales game when you're playing as him because he uses his cane to bounce. This is the only game I think recorded so far where you can play as Cranky Kong too. There's a multiplayer mode where 2 people play simultaneously, and Cranky Kong is playable. Also, Funky Mode. I should mention Funky Mode real quick. So Funky Mode is a mode in which you control him. He is invulnerable to spikes. He's pretty much just easy mode. He has 5 hearts instead of the regular 2, and he's just way stronger for some reason. He's just easy mode. Also, there's no other Kongs in this mode, and you can't play. You can play multiplayer in Funky Mode, but Donkey Kong is nowhere to be seen if you're playing Funky Mode. But it sounds pretty fun because this is the first time in the series you can play Funky Kong in a Donkey Kong series. Next. Okay, that's it for that section for Returns. There's not really much as far as like lore goes from that section of the series. But it's a really good series. I highly recommend both those games. Okay, we're kind of gonna not lightning round, but I don't have any like detailed descriptions of these games because none of them really matter all that much. All right, spin-offs, handhelds, guest appearances, and canceled games. Next. Okay. Donkey Kong Jr. Math is a real game that was released in 1982, kind of along with Donkey Kong Jr. This is literally all the game is. There's no plot. There's nothing like that. Donkey Kong holds up a some kind of part of the equation, and then you, as Donkey Kong Jr., finish the equation off. It's very negatively received. People did not like this game at all.
Is it the Donkey Kong that's junior, or is it the math that's for juniors?
Both. Because yeah, that's all Donkey Kong Jr. Math is. It's a mess. I said 1982. I meant to say 1983. Sorry about that. Next slide. This game is awesome. I played this for the first time last night. Actually, I've never played this. Yeah.
This is actually my second favorite Donkey Kong game.
This is
sick.
Really good game. And I'm sad that I slept on it for a long time. Cass, if you can zoom in here, that's Pauline now. She's completely changed. For some reason, she's like this brunette character. I don't know why they changed her look completely, but a lot of people are very weird about it. Yeah. Well, and like her body and stuff like that. If there's cutscenes of her, and there's a lot of really weird guys that have a huge fetish for her. Yes.
Speaking of handheld Donkey Kong games, there is a one that my family in Sweden has where it's just this orange DS-looking thing.
Game & Watch.
Game & Watch.
There, I forgot to put those in the thing, but I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to mention those, but I forgot. There's 2 Game & Watch Donkey Kong games that were like the early forms of handhelds and games themselves for Nintendo. Donkey Kong originally came out for the arcades before the Game & Watch version came out, but Game & Watch was like their first attempt at doing a handheld game system, which actually, fun fact, the reason why they made I think Gunpei Yokoi made them, And the reason why he made it was because he saw people playing with their calculators on the train on their way to work, and he was like, that's a good market right there, is people who need something to do when they're on the road and waiting on a train and stuff like that. So that's why the Game & Watches are made, eventually Game Boys and that, this, that, and the other. This game is really good. I don't have the gameplay like footage or anything like. Again, this is going to be mostly just the front covers of the game stuff. So it's essentially the same as the old like Donkey Kong games, but they added so much to it. Like you can do these flips. Like the jumps are farther. Like you can pick stuff up and throw them on enemies, and they added so many mechanics into such a simple game that it's unbelievable. There's like 96 levels I think in the game total. Very good game. If you can ever get a hold of like a ROM, or if you get a Nintendo, you can find a copy of this game. Play it because it's really, really good. Yeah.
It's on the 3DS eShop.
It's on the 3DS eShop? Okay, so if you have a 3DS, go on the eShop and get it. It's fantastic. Alright, next. Next. Okay, Donkey Kong Land. A lot of people see this as a port of Donkey Kong Country. It's not. It's not a port. Donkey Kong Land is considered a pseudo-sequel to Donkey Kong Country, literally. Carol just comes back and does the same stuff again, but there's like totally new levels, and it's a really experimental game because there's like these really weird levels that don't make much sense. The way the Kong system works is in Donkey Kong Country, like when you break Diddy out of a barrel, he follows you the whole time, but in this game they couldn't render that because of the limitations of the Game Boy, so literally when you break Diddy Kong out of his barrel, he's just gone until you get hit. After you get hit, Diddy Kong just shows up and you play as him. But this game is okay. The reason why I say that is because they didn't know how to make mechanics on a handheld game yet. Rare made it, but when you're running and you try to jump, like all your what's the word I'm looking for? Momentum. Yeah, all your momentum is lost when you jump, and it's really awkward and it's hard to figure out how to control right. So the game is, on the control side, kind of hard to play. It's fun, but it kind of gets old after a while because the jump arcs are bad. Yeah.
What brought the change to Donkey Kong's character design?
You mean like? Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Also, like he's wearing a shirt thing.
They were trying to make him look as much as like Rasputin as possible because again the communist thing. Of course. So yeah. Anyway, next. Donkey Kong Land 2 is the same deal, except this game is actually really good. Donkey Kong Land 2 and 3 are kind of the same way, where it's like the same thing kind of happens again, but it's not the same game. Because there's different levels, there's similar levels, but like there's a lot of different ones too. Yeah.
What are the stories to these games?
They're the same as the ones before them. Like Carol just comes back and does the same thing again.
Okay.
It's literally what happens. Except for Donkey Kong Land 3. That one's weird. And actually, Donkey Kong Land 3 is the best one out of the handheld Donkey Kong Land series. Yeah.
Does K. Rool still go to the Lost World at the end of Land 2?
He does not. He does not do that. There are slight changes that come from the Game Boy Advance remakes, which I'll get to those when we get there. So Donkey Kong Land 2, I love these beer editions. Donkey Kong Land 2 is way better. They actually figured out how to make the system work with like, it actually feels like you're playing a Donkey Kong Country game when you're playing them. It's really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. It's a good game. Next. Okay, this is where the story these terrifying little clownfish guys. Donkey Kong Land 3 is actually the best one. It actually has the most unique story. So basically, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong go to like this competition to see who's like the best of the best hero. And Dixie Kong and Kitty Kong are like, yeah, we're going to do that. That's it. They just want to be the best. King K. Rool is there for some reason. I think he just wants to be the opposite, I guess. I don't know. It's the same deal. Better game. Same deal. The game is better. It's the best one because there's more level variety, and it was a later one in the Game Boy's life cycle. So like it's just better by default. Just being that, you know.
That's the wrong mustache.
Oh yeah, that's not a solid mustache, is it?
She's not
He's
a Nazi,
creeping.
she's a
I think we have a pedophile in our midst. He's creeping on Kitty Kong a little bit. Okay.
It is possible that Kitty Kong's not actually a kid. He's just kind of like one of those people that, like, you know.
Needs help.
Yeah.
You know.
Like
Alright.
the adult baby people.
All right, next slide.
Yeah.
This game, okay, this game is awesome. This is literally a direct port of Donkey Kong Country to the Game Boy Color.
It's like
This
perfect.
is actually the Donkey Kong Country I played the most when I was a kid because we lost our Super Nintendo, and this game is unbelievably good for the system it was on. Like it's a literally just shot-for-shot remake in 8-bit with like on the Game Boy Color, so it's handheld. You can play it anywhere. They did a really good job, and it's the same. It's the exact same as Donkey Kong Country, just on a Game Boy Color. Very good. If you ever have a Game Boy Color, if you ever play this game on the go, yeah, this is really good. All right, next. Okay, the GBA remake/ports. The reason why I say remake/ports is because they add a lot of stuff into these. Like in the Game Boy, this is really impressive how they got the hardware to work on these games. So. The reason why I say the remake is because, especially in Donkey Kong Country 2, they added a whole new world with like a bunch of levels on top of the Lost World, and they added an animal buddy. They just added a bunch of stuff. There's like mini games in all three of these for all of them. I've actually never played the GBA Country 3 remake, but apparently the guy who made the soundtrack to the first two, David Wise, who actually he's been doing the soundtracks for the original games. Except for 3, which is done by some woman. I don't remember her name. That sounds really sexist.
That was sexist.
Sorry about that. But I forgot her name. That one is considered not that good. Yeah.
Does the Donkey Kong series pass the Bechdel test?
I forgot what the Bechdel test is. I've heard it, but I forgot what it is.
It's what is it? It's two.
Shut up, woman.
Two girls have to talk to each other, and they can't be. The conversation they have can't be about a man, and then it's a feminist work if it passes the Bechdel test.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah,
That's a really dumb term.
Yep.
Wait, how do you make
So,
that
like-
work with the games?
I don't know. Well, the thing is, like,
There's dialogue in these games.
there doesn't need to be a Bechdel test. Just
Well,
let women
like-
talk the way they want to talk.
Yeah.
That sounds more hindering.
So
Is
like,
that so? That's a feminist thing?
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
it
so
is.
like
That
Jane
sounds way more
Austen-
hindering.
Like
And
all of
usually
Jane
it's
Austen's
from
books.
Progressive, you know.
All of Jane Austen's books pass the Bechdel test.
Like all
Wow.
of them.
Okay.
All of
Just
them.
let women talk about what they want to talk about. That's all I have to say about that. I'm not a sexist guy.
I mean.
I wonder.
I'm really glad you're the clicker because I'm digging all these little doodles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said that that Donkey Kong Land 3 was kind of important, and then we kind of brushed over it. Was there story to that?
No. The reason, it's the Donkey Kong Land 3 isn't important by any means, but it's the best one of the Donkey Kong Land
Okay.
series.
Okay.
It differs the most story-wise, and it's just the best game because they were working the best on the Game Boy hardware at the time. Anyway, but yeah, they add like mini games and stuff like that to these, and you can play them whenever you want. Like, there's just a lot of little additions in this game. They're not the definitive versions. I still prefer the originals, but these are really good games. Because I mean, it's still just Donkey Kong Country. It's just on a portable system. All right, next.
I thought that was Squidward's face.
Oh yes, okay.
Oh, yes.
I 100%ed this game 3 times in my life. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is amazing. So the story of these games is Donkey Kong is sitting on his couch and he's watching TV, and then these commercials come up for mini Mario toys, and he wants one. So he goes to the store to get one, and they're out at the store. So he goes to the factory that makes the mini Marios, busts in, steals all of them for himself, and runs out. Then Mario chases after him. Yes.
Has he forgotten that Mario used to keep him in a cage?
Well, this is a different Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay. So nobody remembers it then.
No.
Okay.
Except for Cranky, I guess.
So this furthers my theory that Donkey Kong is a communist because he is literally seizing the means of production.
Yes. Donkey Kong is kind of a bad boy in this game. He's still cool, but he's kind of a bad boy. But at the very end, whenever he gets caught by Mario, he literally runs in a corner and cries and feels horrible about what he did. And so Mario, being actually kind of cool for like the first time in a while, he gives him a mini Mario toy, and he's just like, "It's okay, man. We understand. You're just a big dumb ape, I guess. All you do is that you wanted one and you couldn't get one. It's cool. We're friends now." That's how the game ends. It's pretty nice. It's pretty heartwarming. But the way the game plays is a lot like the Donkey Kong Game Boy game. It's a lot of mechanics. There's a lot going on. Really, really good puzzle game. I really enjoy the series. It's a got pants now. It's a good game. I highly recommend it. It's probably one of the greatest Game Boy games of all. It's one of the greatest Game Boy Advance games of all time for sure. Next slide.
Are the pants to contain his expansion?
Ho-ho!
This is a good.
Anyway,
Hard to get.
DK King of Swing. This is a bit of an oddball. Again, it has expand on. I like this series a lot, and I like the art design in it. It's different. So DK King of Swing. I honestly don't really know what the story is. I'm sorry. I only played it a few times. But the story is pretty much there's these coins, and King K. Rool wants them. That's literally kind of what it is. And the Kongs are, oh my goodness, this is like, I didn't realize how this is furthering the communist plot. The Kongs are like, no, those are our coins, and they steal them back. That's the story, actually. I forgot about that. So the way that the gameplay for this game is weird. So the way it works is there's these pegs that are in the sky. Hang on, because I don't want to lose this. The pegs are in the sky, and you jump on these pegs and you swing on them up, and you pretty much you're reading the levels from bottom to top. It's a really weird take on a platforming genre, but it's actually pretty cool and it works pretty well. It works way better in the sequel, which I have right here, Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. It's really good. Another game I highly recommend. One of the best DS games I've ever played. Yes.
I forgot.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, next slide. Okay, Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis. So Mario vs. Donkey Kong was like a whole franchise. There's a lot of these. I didn't expect there to be so many, but the way this game works is Donkey Kong and Mario are in a partnership now, and they're each making a mini. What are you saying? What?
No talking in class.
The way that Donkey Kong, like Slaw said, that the way Donkey Kong's ties like around his arm, it looks like he's wearing like a communist armband. And then I said the way that the mini Mario is walking, it looks like he's doing a Nazi duck walk.
Wow. Nice dork. I like that. So Donkey Kong March of the Minis. So the story is Donkey Kong and Mario are in a partnership now, and they're selling Donkey Kong minis and Mario minis. And Donkey Kong, he gets a little riled up because Pauline's there. He gets a little riled up. He likes her a little bit, and he's like, "I wish you would take my toy." And so he gives her he gives her the Donkey Kong mini. And it gets worse. I'm sorry. The little Donkey Kong mini toy. He gives her one. He tries to give it to her, but she chooses the Mario one, and she literally kind of like cuddles up against it and like kisses it.
This is
it's a little
definitely
weird.
a euphemism.
Yeah, it is.
It is a
And
euphemism.
Donkey Kong gets downright pissed off and like just grabs her by her little bony legs and runs.
Breaks her in half.
And he just takes off, and he's just like, "No, Pauline is mine." So he runs away. At the very end of the game, when Mario finds him, Pauline's fine. She's literally just sitting there, and Donkey Kong's got her little like cake and some gifts, and she's just sitting there and she goes, "Oh, hi Mario. I know you went through a whole game to try and find me, but I'm cool. Everything's all right." And Donkey Kong again is kind of like, "Hey," like you can kind of tell he was like, "Look, I didn't want to steal her and hurt her, obviously, so I kind of treated her the best I could." And then and at the very end of the game, he gives her a Donkey Kong mini, and then she kind of kisses it, and he's happy. So that's the game. And the game was pointless, pretty much. But the gameplay for this one's a little bit. Is that a Nazi? So the game, literally.
Is this the second one?
Yes, you play as the minis in this one.
How can you prove that?
Huh?
How can you prove that this is the second one in the series?
The Giant 2? Oh, Giant 23. Cassie, I gotta say, good job on that. 2/3.
Wow.
Nice. So in this game, you play as the minis. It's a puzzle game, more likely. It kind of has a little bit of the same system from the old Donkey Kong games, but you're playing as the minis instead, and you gotta like make paths for them to get to the end of the level. That's it. What were you gonna say, Mikey?
Well, if I can hold on to the microphone. Well, I forgot what it was, but it's your idea, so you say it.
Okay. I would just like to address that it seems that Pauline has Stockholm syndrome.
That might be the case. I think Peach has it too, but that's
She
another
looks
story.
really bad in this art.
Yeah, she doesn't look good. She doesn't look good. All right, next slide.
Mental health is not addressed.
Diddy Kong Racing DS. Okay, so Diddy Kong Racing. I'm talking about all the handhelds before I talk about the console spin-offs first. Yes.
Where does one go for rehabilitation, like therapy? for like sexual assault victims in the Donkey Kong universe.
We do not have those for women in the Donkey Kong.
Yeah, the Donkey Kong universe doesn't go.
It's like the opposite of real.
Hey, Donkey Kong universe doesn't go that deep, as far as you know. We'll get to that later. So did it? Oh wow, that's actually scary. That's actually terrifying. I figured like
So where does one go for drug rehabilitation?
Yeah. Okay, so Diddy Kong Racing DS is a really good game. It's literally just a port of Diddy Kong Racing from the Nintendo 64. There is an adventure mode. There's a story to it, but the story really is there's this giant tyrannical pig who's like, I'm the best racer of all time. And then Diddy Kong and his friends are like, no, we're good. We're better than you. And they race him. Yeah.
Is that why their tires are made out
Oh,
of
that's
hot dogs?
terrifying, Cassie, huh?
Is that why their tires are made out of hot dogs because they shredded up the pork?
No,
Yeah, essentially.
their tires are made out of pumpkins.
That is so freaky. Holy
Diddy Kong
crap.
kind of looks like
Diddy's
K.
on
Rool.
crack.
He does a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so next slide.
It's worse.
Oh yeah, so Tiny Kong got a redesign. That's what they did to her.
Hey! Everybody give it up for Tiny Kong.
Tiny
Come
Kong
on.
spent the
Another
summer
really
with her.
weird little sexualization they did of a character they didn't need to do.
Tiny Kong spent the summer with Candy.
Yeah, apparently so. So Tiny Kong is So Tiny Kong has grown up a little bit.
So is
Dixie Kong has remained the same, but Tiny Kong grew up some.
So if Tiny Kong spent time with Candy Kong, is that how the series passes the Bechdel test? Is Candy Kong giving Tiny Kong fashion advice?
Probably.
Tiny
All
Kong
right,
hit puberty.
next slide.
That is not the direction. That's like scary.
Okay, DJ Dome Climber is literally just like a continuation of the King of Swing, but this game actually has more of an in-depth story. So K. Rool comes in and he kind of just like takes he takes a bunch of the bananas and he starts going through dimensions of this little device that he made, and you're pretty much chasing him throughout all the dimensions to get your bananas back. So it's a little bit, they try to make it a little bit more like Donkey Kong Country in design and play style. There's a little bit more to the levels. It's a fantastic game. It's one of the best DS games to me. It's really good. Next slide.
Isn't this the only DS game?
Well, it's a little bit. Okay, so the rest of the handhelds. I didn't want to go into too depth because the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series is literally the same game, essentially, in all of them. There were 4 more. There was Minnie's March Again, there was Miniland Mayhem, Minnie's Little Move. I haven't played that one yet, but that one looks really cool. It's actually 3D. Donkey Kong Country Returns had a 3D remake for the 3DS, and I actually think that version's better than the original because there's no shake controls, and it's way less annoying. Tipping Stars is my favorite out of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the original is my favorite. This is my second favorite. I have this one on 3DS, it's really good. Yeah.
Does that logo say NeoGaf on it?
It does, I don't know why.
Did you hear what happened to NeoGaf?
No, I didn't.
Their site admin turned out to be a pedophile, and
Whoa.
like everyone left the site when that happened.
I didn't know that before I put that up on this screen. So I just saw it and it was the best looking logo, so.
Mario vs. Donkey Kong joins #MeToo.
Alright, we're gonna move on. Next slide. Okay, we're gonna start spinning off some Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing, the kart racing bug didn't bite me when I was a kid, so I didn't play this until later in life. But when I did, this actually is my favorite game in the series, in the kart racing vein, because it's the first one that had an adventure mode. It's a really fun adventure mode, and it actually was important. This game's kind of important for Rare, because there were 2 characters that were introduced in this game, named Banjo and Conker. Cassie, if you can hit the right arrow key twice. If you can go 2 times, if you can hit it twice. So, Banjo got his own series called Banjo-Kazooie. It's Banjo and his bird. I'm not going to go into the story of Banjo-Kazooie because we're not here for that.
Yeah.
But Banjo got his own very successful other series that's like considered like the best as far as like collectathon games go, and they really pretty much are. They are really good games, yeah.
Okay, what is this owl wizard, like, Nacho Libre looking?
Oh, the pig guy?
Yeah, that's a pig?
Yeah, he's a pig.
Zoom in on that.
He's a tyrannical pig I was talking about who was like, I'm the greatest racer of all time, and everybody else is like, no, we're better.
So he's not big.
That's it.
Well, no, not now because they're in airplanes.
They added airplanes and like hovercrafts and stuff like that. This game is good. This game is really cool. Yeah.
Considering WizPig, like, wears that kind of hat, and like he rides on like a magic carpet, can we assume that he's of Middle Eastern descent?
It's very possible. Yes. That's not a bad implication.
Does that mean he's halal to himself?
Yes.
So was he the one who gave Wrinkly Kong the Quran?
That's a good
He's the
theory.
one that killed Wrinkly Kong for being.
because
No,
she left Islam,
Yeah.
so Wizpig declared a fatwa on her.
It makes less sense for Wizpig to do that because there's this blue elephant character that has a very racist Indian accent who helps you out. He's like, "Oh, hello, would you like to race me?" I'm not kidding. That's how he sounds.
Yeah.
Very racist. But he is.
Very accurate.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy, but he's really racist caricature.
It's probably Buddhist.
Well, actually,
Most
Buddhism
Indians are
is
Hinduist,
actually
yeah.
mentioned towards more of this. I'm not joking.
Wait, really?
Buddhism is actually part of like.
Buddhism is canonical to the Donkey Kong universe!
Wait. We will get there. I'm telling you, the good stuff is about to come. We're almost there. Just a little bit more. Bear with me, and we will get to the good stuff. All right. So hit it twice, one more time. It introduces us to Conquer the Squirrel. Conquer had 2 games. He had Conquer's Pocket Tales, which was a kid-friendly little romp. And Cassie, can you please zoom in on this game for me? You're reading that right. If you don't know what Conquer's Bad Fur Day is, this is a rated M for mature game. This game was for adults. And a lot of kids got this by accident from like the grandma stuff. This game is very controversial and very
He's holding
infamous.
a beer.
Yeah, I know, it's very stupid. But like,
Why is the sunflower not pictured?
yeah, I was actually going to talk about that. So,
Now, this is what I call a platform game.
yeah, so Conquer's Bad Fur Day is kind of like a game that makes fun of platformers. And it's very adult. There's a lot of cursing. There's a singing pile of crap. There's a bee that has sex with a sunflower in it. It's a very adult game. The fact that it's one of the most famous games probably because of that. It was.
The multiplayer is also fantastic.
The multiplayer is very good. It got remade after Rare bought out Microsoft. But yeah, that
Remake's
game
bad.
it's
Remake's bad.
honestly,
It censors all of the harsher swear words,
yeah,
which
Honestly,
kills the
can you
fun.
give examples?
honestly, it didn't bother me as much because the game was still fun. It
S-
doesn't bother me
F.
really, but
They also censored twat for some reason because it's a British game, and that's apparently like offensive to them.
yeah, it's also a bad word here in some aspects.
Not nearly as bad as in.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Well, in America they just don't use the word.
I use it.
But anyway,
I do too, but I watch way too much British comedy.
next slide. Jacob loves Dawn Smoke. What? Okay.
Whoa.
The age the ape stood still, as I like to call this, because this is the year that Microsoft bought Rare. Rare was actually making a pretty good bit of games, good bit of Donkey Kong games, but they all got canceled after Microsoft bought Rare, and I hate Microsoft for that because the games actually sounded fantastic, and I will get to those canceled games here in a minute. We're going to talk about the games that actually exist. We're going to talk about the freaking train wreck that is Donkey Kong 1 and 2. I hate these games. I absolutely despise them.
What?
I do not like Donkey Kong at all. They are not bad rhythm game-wise, but I hate what they stand for. To replace the games that would have been inherently better. They are just 2 really fast, quickly made rhythm games that there's not. The story is that's what these were made for. They were made to clap and hit, and again, as a rhythm game, not a bad game. I'm not saying it's bad game-wise. I just hate what it is and what it was replacing. Yeah.
I think it's very unfair to hate a game for the games it's replacing. They had no say in what was
That's
going
not.
on.
I don't hate Nintendo for doing it. I just
No.
hate the games.
I don't think it's fair to hate Donkey Konga simply because you didn't get the rare game that was in the works at the time.
I also hate them because the songs are bad. They are all covers of popular songs which I don't like myself. Again, I don't like it because I don't like the songs.
I am allowed to hate a game for an illogical reason.
Like, what if on its own something
Please
like...
remember to raise your hands, by the way.
Oh, this is also a different subject.
Yeah.
I should stop.
But either way, yes, I don't like what these games stand for. It may be illogical, but I just don't like them for that reason, and I don't want to support them for that reason. Because what they were was out of an unfair thing, and again, as a game themselves, they're not a bad game. I hate the songs. I cannot stand the song. I don't want to play it because I don't want to hear the songs either. So,
If you don't want to support the games, why do you own the DK bongos?
for the next one, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat is great. I actually like that game quite a bit. For what it is, it surprisingly works pretty well. Like,
I agree.
yeah, like, because you control it with the bongos. Like, you tap it to go right, and you tap it to go left, and then you clap to attack enemies. Some of the most fun boss battles I've ever played are in this game. Like, they're literally like martial arts battles on top of, like, treetops and stuff like that, and you, like, clap
Punch out.
Yeah, it's literally punch out. Like, you clap to, like, get out of the way from a punch, and then you just smack the bongos as fast as you can to attack the enemies. One day, we should play this. If you haven't played it before, like, let me know, because this game is actually really unique, and it's very fun. What they did with it is awesome, but it's not mainline. The story is non-existent, really. Like, it's pretty much just Donkey Kong running through the forest and fighting him, so that's pretty much the game. But it's a really good game. I really like it. I don't like Donkey Konga, but I do really like Jungle Beat. Excuse me. Next slide. Never played this before, but from what I've heard about it, I don't really want to play it. It got mixed reception. It didn't really get bad reception, but pretty much it's a racing game. As you can see, there are bongos there because the game was planned to use the DK bongos for the Wii, but for some reason they couldn't get it to work. So you literally have to shake the Wii remote and nunchuck on which way, which is where the bad controls come in. And as far as I know, there really wasn't much of a story. This is the last appearance of the Kremlings in the Donkey Kong game too, if I'm thinking correctly. I think after that, the Rare decided to hit we own these people. Why? I don't know. Pretty much Rare started to suck after Microsoft bought them out. They were like the Beatles of gaming for a while, but then, to quote Jontron, they're like the Beatles of gaming, but like, they really started sucking it up after Microsoft bought them out. Barrel Blast, from what I've heard, is not the worst game in the world, but it's not really worth your money. Kind of rare, kind of hard to find, for good reason. It's not that good. Alright, next. Okay, so Donkey Kong made a lot of guest appearances in the GameCube ages, especially. So he is a guest in the Mario Party series. He's been in every game ever since, and I kind of want to go on a little bit of a tangent here. Mario Party 5 is the first game out of like 4 games where Donkey Kong was not a playable character. He got delegated to a space, which they gave him a lot of love when you land on that space. It was like, oh, it's Donkey Kong, the man himself, and stuff like that, which was cool. But it made me upset because Donkey Kong is way cooler than just to be delegated to a space that kind of just is pointless anyway. It gives you coins, which if you know the Mario Party series, you're getting coins constantly. You don't really need to get them from a space. Because the coins get you stars, which the most stars you have win the game. So Mario Party...
cows mooing in the soundtrack?
Yes. Mario Party kind of screwed Donkey Kong over for a little bit, but he's a playable character again, and Super Mario Party looks amazing, so I'm excited for that. Smash Brothers, he's been in since the beginning of time of the game. There's not really much else to say other than Smash Brothers is great. Play Smash Brothers. Mario Kart, he's been in...
Play me in Smash Bros.
Yeah. Well, so Mario Kart, he's been in all the games since Mario Kart. Actually, in Super Mario Kart, you play as Donkey Kong Jr. But in all the games since then, you don't play... Donkey Kong is just represented in some way in all the Mario Kart games. Mario Strikers specifically, I'm putting that up there as like the representative for all the Mario sports games. He was in all the Mario sports games. I'm not putting all the logos for that up here because that's too much work. But Mario Strikers is probably my favorite, honestly, in the Mario sports series. I don't know why, it hits me in all the right spots. It's really fun. Mario Sonic Olympic games, don't play those games, they're bad, but he was in them. Punch-Out, yes, in the Wii version of Punch-Out, Donkey Kong was a secret unlockable boss, and I think he was considered harder than Mike Tyson now at this point. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he's considered the hardest boss, and he's considered the hardest person to fight in the Punch-Out series, which is a big honor because Mike Tyson is very hard.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but Donkey Kong is a boss in that game. He looks cool. He's got like the boxing gloves. He's got an eye scar. He looks cool. Donkey Kong looks really cool in Punch-Out. And finally, we got Yoshi's Island DS, which is kind of important, but kind of not because it doesn't explain anything. Cassie, if you can hit like as if you're going to the next slide for a second. Well, that's in the way, but we got a little adorable little baby Donkey Kong here. He swings on vines in that game, and he's a baby. He's in that game for some reason. I don't know why. There's like, yeah.
Was Donkey Kong a war orphan?
He might have been. We'll get to that. So, well, not really, because he was raised by Cranky, but we'll get to the implication of that in a minute. But yeah, that's all the guest appearances. Next. Okay, these are canceled games. There's a few of these. There's a game called The Return of Donkey Kong that I couldn't find. I only put the ones I could find logos for up here. the Return of Donkey Kong was going to be a sequel to Donkey Kong 3, I believe, but they were like, whatever, just don't worry about it. We've gotten past this. Donkey Kong Racing was one of the games that was planned. They got replaced by Donkey Konga. Donkey Kong Racing was going to be a game where you raced on the Animal Buddies. There was actually a demo for it at the E3 of 2002, I believe. A lot of people said when they got to see the demo that it looked really good, but of course it got canceled. Also, there's a spider in here somewhere, because I see a spider web right there, like coming right down there, so beware of that.
Pause
Yeah.
for the spider. We can't continue this until we kill it.
I
The web is
agree.
the web is moving. There's also air conditioning.
Oh.
I agree. We should kill the spider. One time I had a summer class, and a wasp got into the classroom, and I spent the entire first day just keeping my eye on the wasp because I was afraid of it. And I fell behind and ended up getting a C in the class specifically because I never caught up.
That's your excuse.
I agree with Jake on that one.
Honestly, I
I thought the
don't
wasp.
know of any way to spot it. Emily, are you going to the bathroom?
I also went the wasp.
Okay, we will take a bathroom break because we are getting close to being done.
Okay, I was gonna ask for one like an hour ago.
Yeah.
We're back online, faggots.
We are nearing.
There's not much left of the presentation, so we got through a pretty good bit of it. But we don't have too much left.
But yeah, okay. So the canceled games. Okay, so I already talked about Donkey Kong Racing. Donkey Kong Coconut Crackers was going to be a planned puzzle game for the Game Boy Advance. There's not much known about it. There's just like 2 screenshots of it. It looks kind of like a cracker puzzle game, to be honest. Diddy Kong Pilot was going to be a sequel to Diddy Kong Racing, but for some reason they just scrapped it. I don't know why. I think originally because it was going to be a rare product. Well, no, that doesn't make any sense actually. Because it got turned into a game. It got turned into Banjo Pilot. But interestingly, like 2 years ago, some guy managed to find an early build of the game, and he put it up on a ROM website. So there's a really early build of Diddy Kong Pilot that's playable. For some reason, Donkey Kong's playable in it, so I don't know why I just didn't call it Donkey Kong Pilot, but whatever. Also, Donkey Kong Coconut Crackers got turned into a game called It's Mr. Pants. Just thought that'd be a little fun fact to share with you. And there's the last one I can think of that really mattered personally to me. There's a game that had the working title of Donkey Kong. That's all it said, but it was for the GameCube. It was going to be a direct sequel to Donkey Kong 64 with the same kind of mechanics and stuff. But like they were going to improve it and they were going to do all this different stuff with it, and that got scrapped as soon as Rare got bought out. They didn't get real far in development with it, but that's a game I would have loved to see if that ever came out. Yes.
Cassie, is that a bowling ball, a
It's a
coconut,
coconut.
or a face?
Coconut.
That's a coconut next to Mr. Pants.
I just want to make sure.
All right, next slide. Let's get juicy, everybody. We're going to talk about the Great Ape War. Okay. So as you can see, if you can see well enough on this picture, that's a war photo with a bunch of silhouettes of the Kongs. A lot of you are like, who is this guy? Well, we're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen, because it's time to talk about the Great Ape War. Cassie, huh?
What is the actual war photo used there?
I don't know. It might be like Vietnam or something.
There are people that are tied down.
Oh, I just noticed that! Holy crap!
Being executed.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. I saw that picture, I was like, oh, that's funny. And I was like, oh, wait, that's way less funny. Oops.
I do think that's the Vietnam War.
That's what I was thinking. It's probably Vietnam or something. Anyway, let's get past that horrible picture. The Great Ape War.
Why is
Okay.
the font so tiny for everything?
I don't know, okay? So the Great Ape War is a great. It's okay. So yeah, the Great Ape War was a war between the Kongs, aka the Primate Alliance, and the Kremlings, aka the Croc Army, alluded to in various Donkey Kong games. I was wrong. It has been alluded to, but it's also thought to have taken place sometime between Donkey Kong 3 and Donkey Kong Country. However, it's never been directly spoken of. Never. There's never been a time where someone's like, the Great Ape War. Never happened. But it's been alluded to, there has been a war. Are you just saluting the whole time we're doing this? Okay.
Yes.
So it's been alluded to, there's a war. It's a great speculation on fan theory, but it's so widely believed to be the truth that it's pretty much canon at this point. So everybody kind of says it's canon and, you know, blah, 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 whatever. Alright, next. Okay. That's Funky Kong in Donkey Kong 64. That's the ammo specialist. The reason why I use that picture specifically is because it's important. So Funky Kong was known as the Brown Baron for being the greatest pilot in the war, though he lost his tail after General Clump shot him down during a dogfight. This is why many people believe Funky Kong is an ape, but he is actually half monkey, half ape, due to dominant genes of Donkey Kong Jr., his father, and recessive genes from an unknown female monkey for a mother. Yes.
When you got to this section, you should have started playing Fortunate Son.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good point. After the war, he tried to live a more peaceful life, possibly turning to Buddhism. So he repaired his biplane barrel to help his friends, which is what you used to get around Funky's flight.
Wait! So the story is told out of order. He converted to Buddhism, so he became a pacifist.
Essentially. But he still sells ammo to help his friends.
Well, yeah, I mean, he still needs to murder other people that aren't his race.
Yeah. In Donkey Kong 64, Funky began selling weapons to the rest of the Kong family as the Kremlin menace became a greater threat. Next.
Hold up.
I literally want to know what possible Donkey Kong piece of media actually says that Funky Kong converted to Buddhism.
None of it, but that was that's a big speculation, is that he might have converted to Buddhism because
How do people get that?
I don't know, because it became so peaceful and cool and jived
So, like,
out.
the story,
But
Maybe he just doesn't
the story
read.
is told out of order.
But this is
There is no way to tell. It even says possibly, so no one really actually knows. But he
but
became very
Nintendo
peaceful.
has never said Buddhism.
Yeah,
Exactly.
This is funny,
Then,
haha.
where do people get Buddhism from?
It's speculation. It's
Yeah, you know, I could be like, war's kind of bad sometimes. It doesn't make me a Buddhist.
Again, this is just stuff that I've
filthy
read in my
Buddhist.
research of the Great
Hey, I like
War.
Buddhism.
Hey, look, this is just speculation. This is what I've researched. This is what I read, and this is everything that I put down from it. The possibly turning to Buddhism thing is not just what I put in there. This is something that people speculate. So this is not what I just know. But anyway, next. Okay, Cranky Kong, or Donkey Kong Sr., because that's who he was essentially before Donkey Kong Country. Before war, Cranky was in New Donk City, causing trouble with his owner Mario, Pauline, and Stanley when he was younger. Giving up villainy after his loss against Della the Bugman shattered his hopes and dreams. Cranky's still looking for adventures, explored the entire mainland for 5 hours and 15 minutes. That is literally the specific time that people are come up with. Again, speculation. I can't say that it's ever. Again, it's only. I know. I'm not joking. I didn't make that up.
I get that it's speculation, but what information do they have that lets them speculate 5 hours and 15 minutes?
Most of this is theory.
This
but
is
the Great Ape War is
But theories are
So
based
much of
on
this is
something. You can't
baseless.
just. I can't just. Oh, it was 5 hours and 15 minutes exactly.
How many times can I say that this is mostly speculation? Stop asking questions that I can't answer!
Alright. The war started when Cranky explored Crocodile Isle and learned all of its secrets. That is canon. Wrinkly Kong has said herself that he explored the island. The 5 hours and 15 minutes part is a speculation on the time. But he did explore that island. He didn't do that.
I'm not trying to get like something from the series. I'm trying to understand why that person said 5 hours and 15 minutes. What did they say was the logic behind that?
I think that was literally just thrown in there as a funny ha-ha bit. I don't think that means anything.
Okay.
He just explored the island, and again, the yelling wasn't me being actually angry. I was trying to do that to be funny. Alright, so the war started when Cranky explored Crocodile Isle and learned all its secrets. On the day that K. Rool inaugurated his reign on Crocodile Isle. Again, not technically a king, but he wanted to be one. So he was like, I'm the king now. That's all he did.
Could he just not wait to be king?
During the war, he was the main commander and lead organizer of the Ape Alliance. The Great Ape War is likely, specifically fighting General Crusher in a long drawn-out fight, what took the biggest toll on his health, giving him a hunchback and requiring the king to walk. It is assumed that Cranky was still in top shape during the war, as he brought it to an end for some time after defeating General Crusher in a final battle. When Clump and Crusher invaded Donkey Kong Island, establishing a factory, Cranky trusted his grandson to protect the treasured and magical bananas at the treehouse because of his old age. Again, that makes enough sense to me. Alright, next. The man! This is where Donkey Kong Jr. has been this whole time, everybody. At least, this is widely speculated. Okay, so Donkey Kong Jr. likely fought in the war in order to keep his son, the new Donkey Kong, and his family safe. His wife was either killed or went missing. No one knows where his wife is. Yes.
Did he lose his shirt in the war?
Probably.
Did he find the fedora in the war?
Fedora? Yeah, probably. Okay, so it is thought that his disappearance in the games prior to Donkey Kong Country is linked to the war. It is unknown if DK Jr. survived the war or simply just disappeared. Fans theorize that the mysterious unused Kong character wearing a fedora could be disguised Jr. and the hat symbolizes fatherhood. I don't know. He had a similar appearance in Donkey Kong. His pose is similar to Donkey Kong Jr.'s forward-facing sprite pose from Donkey Kong Jr. Okay, so this is from issue 69 of... I'm not joking, it actually is issue 69 of Nintendo Power. This was a, this is promotional.
That's promotional.
Nice.
Nice. This is promotional artwork from Donkey Kong Land 1. I guess whoever this is supposed to be in it. Widely believed to be Donkey Kong Jr. People call him Donkey Kong Jr. or Fedora Kong. But yes, that is widely considered to be a now dead Donkey Kong Jr.
Oh.
Next. The Kremlins in the Croc Army. Okay, General Club is King K. Rool's loyal right hand and general of the Croc Army when the Kremlin crew became a pirate crew for a paramilitary force. Club was the chief of Krim Croc Industries Incorporated, leading an amount of critters resulting deforesting apart from Donkey Kong Island. Krim Croc Industries is a world in Donkey Kong Country that you explore, and it is literally just a nuclearized part of Donkey Kong Island with deforestation and all that. Club you saw before. He's the big fat guy with the nipples and the hat, in the army hat. Next.
Are you saying not all Donkey Kongs have nipples?
No. Crusher is K. Rool's personal bodyguard and Clump's recruit in the Croc Army, which contrasted greatly with his low intelligence. He would often be sent on a reconnaissance mission to receive the Banana Horde from the Primate Alliance along with his colleagues. He had a long, drawn-out fight with Cranky Kong, but was eventually defeated, stopping the war for some time. The Crocodile Isle destruction ended the war for a temporary amount of time as well. Next. Nicholas.
Nicholas KO.
Okay, here's where K. Rool comes into play. Yes.
So why are the Kremlings not as old as, say, Donkey Kong Senior?
That's a good question. I'm actually not sure about that. There's nothing that
Says anything about age or anything, so I think age is kind of just irrelevant in this world. I don't think any of that matters.
You're as old as you're perceived, that's why Wrinkly Kong died?
Essentially. Well, I mean, that's also speculation. They could have just freaking used their giant ape arms, just destroyed her. For all we know, we don't know what happened to Wrinkly
How
Kong.
did they destroy her?
Punching her, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to be rude. Yeah.
Did this Kremlin right here, who is this depicted in the
That
picture?
is K. Rool. That's actually what I was about to talk about. In the days of the war, formerly, K. Rool was a pirate mate of a Galeon wrecked in the Krim Quay of the inaugural Kremlin crew, possibly also a high-ranking general commander. K. Rool is responsible for ordering both Generals Clump and Crusher on various missions, which almost always failed. K. Rool owns many pieces of technology, such as the Flying Croc, Chaos, and the Blastomatic. K. Rool isn't actually a king. It's simply a role he likes to roleplay because it makes him feel powerful. Fans have speculated that K. Rool may have multiple personality disorder, evident with his many disguises and bloodshot eyes, as well as hatred towards the Kongs and constantly attempting to steal their magical banana horde to starve them to death, despite K. Rool himself hating bananas as revealed in DK Jungle Climber. In Donkey Kong Country, during the fake credits part of the K. Rool fight, he is referred to as Commander K. Rool. Again, there's a lot more with K. Rool that alludes to war than pretty much anybody else, which is kind of weird. But the multiple personality disorder makes a ton of sense considering he's constantly role-playing something. But yeah, so moving on. This guy, I don't know if he's really that important, but he's involved, so I'm going to put him in here. Mr. X, a beta character that appears to be a military leader or top commander, may have been one of the Kremlin cutthroat leaders and captain in Haunted Hall in Gloomy Gulch during the war, where he was assassinated and becomes an undead ghost skeleton known as Cackle. Yes, he becomes an undead ghost in Donkey Kong Country 2, and he chases you in a few levels. But how he ties in, I'm not entirely sure. That might be just a little much, but yeah, next.
He's a Civil War ghost.
Okay, the Mankey Kongs. Okay, so the Mankey Kongs are enemies in the Donkey Kong Country 1 game, which is weird because they're Kongs. And they throw barrels at you and they try to kill you. So everybody was kind of like, well, what are these Mankey Kongs about? And it's actually been talked about that the Mankey Kongs betrayed the Kong family in the series. So that's canon. But it's not really known as to why, but the war kind of makes a little bit of sense. When the future was looking bleak for the Primate Alliance, certain groups started questioning whether the war could truly be won. One specific group, the Mankey Kongs, began to prioritize the survival of their kind alone, resulting in a rebellion against the Primate Alliance and joining the unknown enemy / the Kremlings. The Mankeys may have assisted the Kremlings in attempting to steal the Banana Horde. The Alliance did not forgive them for this, and the Mankey race remains Kong family rejects throughout history. Kong family rejects is actually a word that they use for different stuff in there. Mankey Kongs are obviously in that, because why would that also be killing you? Yeah.
Could this imply that the Kong family is more of a clan, and that's why they're all different breeds of, like, primate?
That makes a lot of sense.
That's it.
That makes a ton of sense. I was actually thinking the same thing myself when I was looking all the research up. Well, I was researching, sorry. While uncertain to speculate, something similar may have happened with the Minkies, which is like another race of monkeys that really don't matter that much, but they are also enemies in the series.
Wait, this is where Lanky Kong came. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that actually, yeah, go ahead.
That looks just like Lanky Kong. This might be where Lanky Kong
I was about to
came
talk about that here in a second, actually, believe it or not. Yes.
Okay.
I think the other option is if they're not a clan, it's just that they need representation.
So that way, you know, some of the other primates don't feel like they're not being represented.
Maybe so. I mean, you never know. It is unknown how Lanky Kong, being a reject orangutan, was accepted into the Kong family later on. It's possible that he was too young and silly to understand or be involved in betrayal, or he was more close to the main family of Kongs, which is considered, because he's called a distant cousin. All right, so next. Okay, these guys. So the Chain Kongs are thought to be prisoners of war. They were captured and taken to the Mushroom Kingdom. They appear serving the Smithy Gang, who was the main villain of the Mario RPG games, as slaves. You fight them. They are actually enemies in Mario RPG. You have to kill them. And another speculation, again, this is just speculation, but another thing is you might kill Donkey Kong Jr. in the Smithy Castle, because he could be one of the Chain Kongs. We don't know. That's just speculation, but who knows?
When I played Super Mario's RPG, this was actually the first enemy I got a game over to, so in some alternate timeline, Donkey Kong got his revenge against his tormentor.
Maybe so. But yeah, the Chain Kongs, it's speculated the Smithy game helped the unknown enemy criminals during the war. I mean, the Kongs being chained as like POWs in a way, it makes a lot of sense. So why else would they be there? Alright, next.
It makes a lot of sense.
It's the only thing that makes sense, really. Okay, human technology in the series.
Jake, one thing. Have you seen the meme with the Chain Kongs? And it's like the Lanky Kong verse from the DK route.
Yeah.
It's like he has no freedom. He has just time. This Kong must atone for his crimes.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit. That's a good one. Okay, so human technology in the series. As the Kremlings are too stupid and primitive to build technology on their own, unless you're K-Rool. That's racist. Yeah, but K-Rool could do it. All the other Kremlings are pretty well established to be dumb, except for K-Rool. He's pretty smart. It's still stuck in the pirate age. Everything they make is still made of wood. Same with the Viking nomads, who are also primitive, despite a relatively higher intelligence compared to Kremlings. DKC returns to DKC Tropical Free showcase levels having the fresh, modern-age ruins and featuring bricks, mortar, clear glass windows, conveyor belts, airplane parts, and they are still getting a limited source of power, including a freshly, recently crashed World War II era cargo propeller plane having enough power to keep multiple television screens on and running in Mangrove Cove. That is real. And you actually go into the cargo planes, and there are still TVs working. There's a bunch of tires in there. There's a bunch of parts for stuff in there, and they were obviously there before the Kongs were. Like there's no reason else for them to be there. Suggesting that in some form the war is still continuing on without the Kongs being directly involved, as well as being recent events during the stories all across the games. Humans likely had involvement on Donkey Kong Island after leaving leftover supplies, advanced tech, giant metal oil factories, and a soul-attached oil drum behind for the Kremlins to find and use, since the Kremlins themselves are not alchemists, including military equipment, weaponry, army helmets, ammo belts, and military uniforms. In Trunk Twister, there are plenty of crashed propeller planes, even some that are still on fire or partially running, suggesting that these are very recent events. Next. Here's an example. This is inside one of the propeller planes, and notice that there are like banana markings on the stuff, so there might be another war involved. I will get to that in a minute.
Where are the banana
Next. There's banana markings on these boxes. Next. There's one of the planes that you see that's probably not been there for too long. Well, that one's not on fire, so there's that one. But yeah, there's one of the planes that you see just kind of laid scattered around there. Next. And that's Krim Croc Industries. That was just in there to tell you, like, hey, this is a real thing. It exists. This is actually the industrial plant. That's believed that the Kremlings took over that plant after the humans left it there. Next. Okay, I didn't talk about the bears. I forgot to talk about the bears. The bears are in Donkey Kong Country 3. They're not really important. They just do various things, and they all have different little things about them. Like one runs a general store, and all their names start with B. That's it. They're not super important to the story. Except for this guy. This guy might be pretty important. Bazooka Bear is a veteran of the Crimean War, and now he's actually talked about the Crimean War.
What?
Bazooka Bear mentions it. And now still lives in a barrack stationed in the Mechanos. It is unknown exactly how Bazooka's army was connected to the Great Age War and what happened to the rest of his squad. But in Donkey Kong Country 3, Bazooka tells the Kongs we were trapped on a cliff top, surrounded by, oh, sorry. That could allude to any war, but that's the biggest illusion we've had in the war so far. It's from a freaking bear that really isn't important to the story of Donkey Kong Country 3 at all. And you have to dig pretty far to find that line. Next. Okay, here's some other information that I found out. That's kind of just like disconnected, but information that might be important to further speculate on the war, basically. Most of the known playable Kongs are children, Diddy, Dixie, Kitty, Tiny, and Chunky, DK and Funky being young adults. Then there are the adult parental Kongs. It could be that many of the adult or parental Kongs went to fight in the war. In Donkey Kong Country 2, K. Rool refers to DK as the Big Monkey, and DK's younger self from Yoshi's Island DS has a tail. Funky has called himself a monkey at least twice in Donkey Kong Country 2 and Donkey Kong 64. So the species of the Kongs now are into question because there's just a lot of weird stuff going on with that. It's very possible Donkey Kong Jr. or Fedora Kong could have survived as he appears as a cameo. Yeah, this I didn't know. He appears in a cameo at the end of Aqueduct Assault level in the background. In the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze inside a Wii U gamepad held high by the original Donkey Kong.
Why?
I didn't know that. Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. apparently is just in the background of one of the levels, and he's running around, so he might still be alive. Might be a deadbeat dad. Who knows? It is unknown what happened to Donkey Kong Jr.'s wife. It's speculated that she was either killed or went missing during the war. The war could have referenced the Banana Wars, and this is what I was about to talk about. Banana Wars is a real thing. Like, this actually happened, in which the militarized occupying force of the United States sought to subject tropical countries and exploit them for its own enrichment. It sounds a little bit like the Kremlings, an industrialized belligerent group of conquerors who invaded Donkey Kong Island to steal the Kong's prized magic bananas, living and then starve to death. Banana Wars was real. I don't remember who the other side of the United States was. I think it was like the Philippines or something. But that was a real war. That actually happened. And a lot of people are speculating that like the leave-behinds are from that war. Next. It is speculated by fans that K. Rool either represents North America or works for them. Aside that the works for them thing is stupid. That doesn't make sense. Aside from similarities to common real-world grievances, it also has small references to World War II, Bay of Pigs invasion, and the Dominican Civil War, such as the crash World War II era cargo propeller plane, as jets were not used yet, and all those are wars in which America involved themselves in. Found at the start of the Mangrove Cove and Donkey Kong and his pals, the story upon arriving. It still has enough energy to keep multiple TV screens on. In Donkey Kong Country, during the fake credits part of K. Rool's fight, he's referred to as Commander K. Rool. K. Rool was once a student of Wrinkly Kong. That is canon. What? Wrinkly Kong mentions K. Rool being a student of hers. Wrinkly Kong confirmed that at Kong College you only defeat the Kongs. I'm not speculating that. That is not made up. That is actually said in the series. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So they went to a class taught by a Kong and literally would not stop asking, how do we kill the Kongs?
Yes. That.
Like you realize if that happened in real life, like...
We went to a class taught by a capitalist and didn't stop asking questions about communism.
Yeah. I was gonna say like you know, like black people are like Jews or something, but
I thought that was a pretty interesting fact.
I'd just like to point out the obvious similarities between Kremlin, Russia, and Kong's, Viet Cong. Dude, this war thing goes deep. It's pretty wild.
Okay, so it is now confirmed Donkey Kong is a communist.
Probably.
Matter of fact, all of them. Matter of fact, they are actually just Soviet Russia around like the late like the mid 1900s.
There's a lot of references to that stuff. It's pretty wild. The Kremlings have met the Kongs, being well aware of each other, and had conflicts with them. Prior to Donkey Kong Country, since Donkey Kong is constantly guarding those bananas every night. As well as thievery, the Kremlings have shown when they robbed Donkey Kong's magical banana ward to starve the Kongs to death and kidnap Kong family members. Cranky and K. Rool used to be friends. In Donkey Kong Land, after Cranky and DK made their bet, Cranky calls K. Rool to steal Donkey Kong's bananas again. So there's this weird thing now where Cranky might be like an inside agent or something. Like he might have went over to the Kremlin side, because that's canon. That actually happened. So. Unless, of course, it's kind of like, hey, do this for the game, or something like that. Who knows? Because there's also a lot of fourth wall breaking. But they know each other.
What if it was like K. Rool was the one who was the insider, and like he was always on the Kong side, but like Cranky just wants him to play the enemy to make DK a better hero. For the actual villains, who are the guys who aren't the Kremlins, like the masked guys and the ice guys.
I mean, who knows? I mean, that's the biggest like allusion to like Cranky Kong maybe pulling some of the strings here. Like, we don't really know, but I thought that was pretty wild too. In Donkey Kong Country 2, Wrinkly reveals that Cranky explored Crocodile Isle and learned all of its secrets. As the Kremlings such as Critter, Clump, and Crusher are only partially equipped for the military, and K. Rool's owning great technology like the Flying Croc, it's likely that the humans left Donkey Kong Island, leaving the Kremlings only with scraps leftovers, fully military clothed. Kremlings are more spread out, and most Kremlings have a body type very different from a human animal. I believe. You can go to the next one.
Are you braced?
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know on the Great Ape War. But I decided to make another bonus section because, I mean, heyo, look out down below. Here comes Banana Slammo, Congo Bongo's hero. The Donkey Kong TV series. This is a real thing. It ran for 2 years. It's a marvel of modern animation, if I'm being totally honest.
Actually, yeah. It's motion capture.
Yeah, it's all motion capture. It looks disgusting, but it does its job well enough. It's all right. But yeah. So next slide. Yeah, here we go. It was a short-lived French computer-generated television show starring Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Candy Kong, King K. Rool, as well as numerous Kremlings. It first aired in France on September 4th, 1996, and was originally titled La Planète Donkey Kong, Planet Donkey Kong. It premiered late in North America on August 15th, 1998, and the original run finished on July 7th, 2000. I don't know why it says short-lived, because 2 years wasn't bad for a show like this, honestly. The show is currently airing in Australia as of December 2005. That's real, it's still airing there. Strangely, many of the episodes were aired out of order, confusing many fans. Regardless of this, the Donkey Kong Country TV series won a publicly voted award at 7, I don't know how to pronounce that, in 1999 for Best Animation and Youth Program. It aired again in the United States from December 19th, 2005 to September 12th, 2006. So apparently it aired here for a little bit. Yeah. The show featured all the Kongs from the Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest, except for Swanky Kong and Wrinkly Kong. There were also featured characters exclusive to the show, such as Eddie, the mean old Yeti, which comes from me and Bartlett's personal favorite song from the series.
You gotta let him back to his home.
Yeah, we're actually going to play that song in its entirety at the very end. Captain Scurvy and Bluster Kong. Most of the episodes can be seen through YouTube, which is very true. You can actually watch the whole series on YouTube, including the movie, which I'm going to get that in a second. Yeah.
Bluster Kong is actually my favorite character in the show.
He's that one, isn't he?
He's Leo Luster.
Yeah, that guy. All right, next. I was born this year. So I give this one a feature length to me because it makes sense. Yes, Donkey Kong Country: Legend of the Crystal Coconut. I had this movie when I was a kid. Mom and Dad bought me this movie when I was little. I don't know where it is. I still think it's somewhere. I was actually going to bring it tonight so we could watch it, but I could not find it. And I went to McKay's to see if I could find it, but I couldn't find it there either. You can get it on Amazon for $5. I'm going to order it later on, and maybe we can get back together and we'll watch this movie. It's actually a feature-length film. It's an hour and 33 minutes. Yeah.
This movie is actually you know how I play the rhythm game OS?
Yeah.
This movie is the reason why I play that game, because the first song I ever played is The Mirror Never Lies.
Yeah, this movie's pretty great. I love this movie. From what I remember, it's pretty great. It's also on YouTube. I was thinking if I couldn't get that to work, I would just play it on YouTube and we'd all just watch it. But like, it's not. Yeah, we don't have any Wi-Fi in here, so boo. But yeah, one more slide. The end, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. That's it.
Did I forget to mention questions?
Yeah, there's a little bit of questions that I actually came up with as I was doing this. Hopefully you were paying attention because there are prizes. They're not the best prizes, but nonetheless they are prizes. Yeah.
I win your SNES controller?
No. No. This stuff is mine. It will remain mine. I'm also a dirty communist, I guess.
No, you believe in private property. That makes you a capitalist, dude.
There you go.
Off to the gulag.
Okay, anyway.
Can I win any of the church property?
No. No, the only things you can win are these bananas and those balloons.
Can I win your friendship?
I mean, you already have that. You don't have to win that. Sorry.
I'm satisfied.
Alright, I better put these on because I don't need to see.
Can I sell your friendship to get more bananas?
No. Alright. This is good quiz music. There we go.
Yeah, Alright. You're good.
So I thought. Well, I hope this is poking me in the eye. Okay.
All right, everybody. The first question. They're going to start out easy. I guess we're going to try to make them get a little progressively harder. Okay, what's the name of the enemies of the Donkey Kong Country series? Michael was first. All right, good job.
Oh my god.
You get a banana.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the next question. What year was Donkey Kong, the first Donkey Kong game released? Mikey.
81.
Correct. You get a banana. Cassie, are you playing?
Yeah.
Okay, I did this to see then. I didn't think about that.
I guess. I didn't. I was.
You can if you want.
Get up here.
I can feel it. We are meant for each other.
Mikey wants to sell Jacob.
I'm really glad you
I would if I could. That's why I'm getting on board with Funky Kong with the libertarianism, so that I can own and sell people.
What did I name? What did I personally name the GameCube years of the Donkey Kong series, Jacob?
The years the ape stood still.
You're very close.
The age the ape stood still.
Correct. You get another banana. Sorry, I'm being specific.
I bought
Getting
them.
potassium.
There'll be some left. I guarantee it. All right. Name the animal buddies from Donkey Kong Country 2.
What?
Hey, you haven't paid attention, Cassie.
Flappy the Seal.
No.
It's
No.
like crunchy or
Fappy
something.
Okay, so it shows me that you guys weren't paying enough attention. Mikey.
Chombo Kong.
Okay. Name the animal buddies from the first Donkey Kong Country game.
On guard. Literally the only one I can remember. Can I take a bite of a banana, please?
Springy the Snake.
No, that's two.
Okay,
Bartlett's the only one that gave me a real answer, so he gets a banana. So here's if I can remember myself, On Guard, Randy, Squawks,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know what they are, I just forgot. Winky the Frog and,
Schlots.
Winky the
Maybe you
Ghost.
should have been paying attention, dude.
Winky the Frog, and I've been doing this. I'm kind of on Donkey Kong. I'm kind of on Donkey Kong Overload. Espresso the Ostrich. Yeah. Sorry, I was on Donkey Kong Overload. I forgot everything. All right.
It wasn't espresso.
Actually,
What was the name of the?
Remember that.
Well, that's too hard of a question. Trying to remember what was. How long did the Donkey Kong TV series run? Michael.
2 years.
Mike. 2 years. Banana.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I didn't think of these questions prior.
I thought you just said you did.
I did, but I forgot them.
I just give facts.
Why didn't you write them down?
I
I
wrote
should have done
notes.
that.
Some of them.
Well,
Like the first
Oh, that feels good to say.
What was
For the first
K-Roll's
20
third name?
Actually, yeah, that's a good one. What was
K-Roll's third
K-Roll?
title?
What was K-Roll's third title in Donkey Kong Country 3? Yeah.
Baron K. Rulenstein.
that's correct.
Hey.
That sounds like an off-brand, like,
Boo.
parents to bears.
In the fake credit scene of Donkey Kong Country 1, what was K-Roll's name?
Oh, what? Oh, dang it! I was thinking of the wrong thing.
Commander K. Rool.
Look at you.
Those bananas
Banana.
are good.
You were really good.
Okay,
You gotta
That was those free bananas treating you that you bought.
They weren't free. Communist.
in the Great Ape War, what did people call Funky Kong?
What?
Michael.
Brown bear.
Yep.
I didn't even hear that.
Ask a question about like the art
Bruce banana.
or something.
The art?
Donkey Kong
Yeah.
had bees.
Like
at one
what
point.
they
In his
wear
sports skin.
or something.
Wow.
What they wear.
Name
Kong
two of the
is
canceled
on
Donkey Kong games I talked about. What? Jacob.
Okay, there was Donkey Kong Racing was canceled, and then Donkey Kong Coconut
You're right there.
Crashers.
Oh.
It's not Crashers.
Ooh!
Coconut crackers.
Okay, what's the other one? You can't use his.
Diddy Kong Pilot.
Oh my god, I actually knew that. I should have just gone with that one. I tried to get fancy.
Oh god.
Jacob, give me a banana.
In Donkey Kong 64, what was the name of the pig in the hippopotamus? Mikey.
No, I thought you were about to ask about the Diddy Kong Racing pig.
Mike. Actually, I don't know who was next.
These two cats.
Oh, okay, Cassie.
Like Scuffy and Stuffy.
No.
Trough.
Truff.
And
Oh, Trough and Scoff.
Yep.
I knew it started with an S.
Okay, what were the name of the two characters that got launched from Diddy Kong Racing? Mikey.
Banjo and Conquer.
Correct. What is the lineage of the three Donkey Kongs? Who is who? Michael.
What?
You have Cranky Kong, who's the original Donkey Kong. Then you have Donkey Kong Jr., and then you have Donkey Kong the Third, who's the Donkey Kong.
Oh, we got two bananas left.
It's rigged.
It's not rigged. It's an asking question.
It's the
What's the
banana.
okay? I don't know. What's the name of the beta character that was unused that became a ghoul in Donkey Kong Country 2? Cassie.
Wrinkly Kong.
No.
Oh.
But that's a good answer. That does make sense. Yes.
Cackler? Clacker?
Yes. But what was his name originally?
What was the question?
Don't know it.
You will get if nobody else can remember who it is. Michael gets the banana because he's the only one that gave me it.
okay, now what's the question?
Okay, so the character that became Cackler,
Yeah.
what was his original name?
Kringly Kong?
No, it was Mr. X.
Mr.
Mr. X was his name. Sorry, I'm trying to hit
It's a
you.
Mega Man game.
The last banana. All right, I gotta think of a good question for this.
This is good music.
Or you think
Yeah.
of an easy question?
Okay, who is Kitty Kong to the Kong family? Mikey.
He is he's Funky Kong's like nephew.
Nope.
Trixie Kong's cousin.
That's the wrong name, but you're around the line.
Dixie Kong's cousin.
Yes, and also who is he the brother of?
Chunky Kong.
Yeah. All
And
right.
your answer doesn't matter because I bought the bananas and I believe in private property. So I get to eat it. And I will.
Okay, well Michael gets that banana by default.
Give him the peel.
Okay, so no, Mike, you can take the banana. I'll remember that Michael has one too. All right, count up. For those of you who got bananas, count up how many bananas you got.
You're so loud.
6.
7.
7.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Because he ate mine.
Give him
So that banana is mine that's in Jacob's.
Well, Michael, I hope you like balloons, cause these are the balloons you're taking home.
Oh,
Actually, you know what? Everybody gets a balloon, but Michael gets the most.
Okay.
Everybody gets each one. Okay, let's 1, 2, 3,
I'm
4,
okay because
5.
it'll impair my vision in
1,
my
2,
car.
3,
Yeah,
4,
I'm actually
5,
glad I
6,
lost.
7. Okay, so there's 7. Who?
Prize
Everybody.
is really more of a hassle than it is a prize.
I guess so, but that's all I have.
He gets the one
My
that
poor
everyone
ass
doesn't
family
want. He
thanks
gets
you for all
two.
these bananas.
You
Truly,
okay?
we were the true communists all along.
Don't leave yet, cause we might have a little bit of a dance party ready for you guys. I have 3 songs to play before we call it a night.
Can I do karaoke for the DK rap?
You sure
Yes,
can. Everybody
absolutely.
can actually. We can pass
Yeah.
the mic. We can have a
Dude,
little.
we got 2 mics. Let's do it.
Look, we've all earned some fun.
You forever call me the banana slamma jamma?
Hey, tie your balloons to your banana.
That's a good idea.
Bananas. No, Jacob. No,
You
you're
can
gonna
make a
pass
call.
out.
Oh, is he sucking helium?
It's like more than helium.
Yeah. That's what I like to see or hear.
Back to my home.
Here we go. Hands together if you wanna clap as we take you through this monkey rap. Donkey Kong, he's the leader of the bunch. You know him well, he's finally back to kick some tail. His coconut gun can fire and spurt. If he shoots you, it's gonna hurt. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew. No drums. Okay. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is here. Kong's got style, so listen up, dude. She can shrink in size to suit her mood. She's quick and nimble when she needs to be. She can go through the air and climb up trees. If you choose her, you'll not choose wrong. With a skip and a hop, she's one cool Kong, good DK. Donkey Kong has no style, he has no grace. This Kong has a funny face. He can handstand when he needs to and stretch his arms out just for you. Inflate himself just like a balloon. This crazy Kong just digs it too. DK. Donkey Kong. DK. Donkey Kong is here. And about time too. And this time, he's in the mood. He can run through the air with his jetpack on, with his pistols out. He's one tough Kong to make you smile when he plays his tune. But Kremlin beware, cause he's after you. DK. Donkey Kong. He's here for you. It's the last member of the DK crew. This Kong's so strong, it isn't funny. Can't make the Kremlin cry. Couple money. Pick up a boulder with relative ease. Makes Russian rock seem such a breeze. He may move slow, he can't jump high, but this Kong's one hell of a guy. Come on, Cranky, take to the fridge. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Oh yeah, walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Oh yeah.
Alright, folks.
I hate that you know all of that.
I love Donkey Kong fans should know that. Alright, so there's two more. We're going to play a little ballad for you. It's going to get a little slow.
Come on, Candy.
Oh no!
All right. You're still my little love monkey.